Hello, and welcome to another evening with Dice and Mimics. I am your DM, Paddy, and joining me as usual, we have Annette as Talia Darkfawn.
Hello, darlings.
We have Ben as both Valdizian and Urt.
Evening.
We have Steph as Vienna.
Hello.
We have Reese as Blossom, who is currently otherwise engaged and won't be able to talk for a while, but they will be joining us when they're available. Real life stuff's taken stuff, but they've managed to be here on camera at least to just help us get set up. And finally, Aaron as Xandal.
Yellow.
Okay, so just to let everyone know, it is going to be a hard finish session tonight, as a lot of people have, work in the morning, so can't run as late as we would normally do. So if we have to cut off in the middle of combat or in the middle of something important, we're just gonna have to. Any housekeeping announcements or anything like that?
Yeah, we've got a couple. So we put out our poll on YouTube to see what socials you want us to interact with and give you notifications on. We now have Blue Sky. So you can search for us at Dice and Mimics on Blue Sky, and we'll be putting some regular updates up on there on when our next session's going to be, as well as, if we do something quirky or if there's a fun clip, we've done that. And regrettably-ish, people have asked us to revive Twitter.
No.
So...
No, we're not supporting Elon Musk. No, I don't.
The only thing we're putting on Twitter is we are live. We will be live on this date. And that will be a post that we'll put up, we'll remove, we'll put up and remove. So that's a good way of just getting notification of when we're going to be live. Easier way to do it, go to YouTube, subscribe and ring that bell icon. Then you'll get a notification. Happy days. Outside of that, it's just our usual thank yous. So we use a lot of tools to keep this stream running and play our games. So Sirenscape is what we use for all of our music and our ambience. We use DnD Beyond for our character sheets to make things easy, and Roll20 for all our maps. So it's just a thank you for all the teams that put those tools together, otherwise we wouldn't be able to play our games. Yeah, keep up the good work. And that's pretty much it.
Okay. So my quick announcement is, as usual, I'm going to keep doing this for a month or two longer. This is 2014 edition rules, not 2024 for any new players who have started in on the 2024 rule set. Obviously, we also have homebrew and that sort of thing mixed in. So if you think we're doing rules wrong or if we're changing things, then that's just how our table works. Or there's no such thing as set rules. It doesn't matter. Anywho, quick recap of last session. The party spent roughly a little over a week sailing with various encounters before docking in a small inlet and making the rest of the day's travel to the holy city of Zinabazab. Upon arriving, they felt as they crossed some sort of invisible line, the connections with their deities, for those who have them, suddenly strengthened twofold. And they found it strange how all of these small villages and towns they were going through didn't really seem to have a centralized guard system. There were obviously militias amongst the different villages, but no unified guards, no organized watch from the city as a whole. They also noticed how both good and evil god worshippers were mingling without any sort of conflict. They then asked a few questions, finding out where they needed to go, finding they needed to head to the Feathered Mausoleum, and they then made their way slowly up the slopes of the mountain through the entertainment district before finding the paths that led up to the temples, or down to the temples, depending on which temple you wish to go to, as there was two paths, one which led up onto the slopes of the mountain for good aligned gods, and one which tunneled into the mountain for the evil aligned gods. The party then made their way quickly with Halise and Grifter in tow and eventually found themselves in front of a large raven's head carved out of the mountainside, done in black rock, the beak open in a core, and a thoroughfare heading into this opened beak. And that is where we pick up the session. What would you all like to do?
I guess we go in.
Yeah, we're just gonna head in and,
Let me do the talking, yes?
well, it's your place of whatever it is.
Okay.
It's not that different from your thing with your patrons, you know.
I suppose they have their similarities.
I just have one. I'm not greedy like you, has 3.
Well, in my defense, I started with 1. The other 2 decided to join.
Yeah, but you were a bonus, huh?
Okay. As you head into this open beak, you see ahead of you there is a large set of black stone doors that are slightly ajar, allowing entrance in. And as you step inside through these black stone doors, you find yourself in a sort of entrance hall. You can see various acolytes and people dressed in like priestly or priestess robes moving through this entrance hall, occasionally stopping to talk to what look like pilgrims or people who are there to visit deceased loved ones or perhaps have them interred. The whole of this place is lit by strange black flaming torches, and you can smell incense wafting through the air. And as you step in, outside had been pleasantly sunny and warm. As you step in here, there is just the beginnings of your breath coming out in mist as the temperature drops.
I don't notice.
And across from you, you can see another set of double doors, this time in a black crystal that seem to head deeper within.
Kinda creepier than the other places we've been.
Feels like home here.
I was about to say the same thing.
Right, let's find out where the Black Matron of this temple is. I'll try and grab an attendant.
Okay. You grab an attendant, and you're very used to every time you've been to a Temple of the Raven Queen that the majority of the worshippers are female Shadar Kai. However, this is a human male. And he stops and goes, greetings, blessings of the Raven upon you. How may I assist? Are you visiting pilgrimage or looking for someone to be interred?
I must speak to the Black Matron, please.
He sort of throws it around and goes, there is no Black Matron in the Feathered Mausoleum. The outer nests have the matrons. Here we have the Raven's Eyes.
I guess one of those will do.
If he sort of looks you over, and then he sort of seems to notice the cowl, and he goes, she said you'd be coming. Head on in. You'll know where to go. And he turns and sort of busies himself with something else.
I guess follow me? And I will, I guess, try and have the Raven Queen guide me to where I need to go, I guess.
Okay. As you head across, you get to these large crystalline double doors, and they open with a touch. They just push open silently, and as you push them open, ahead of you, stretching out as far as your eye can see and then getting lost in mist, is the largest graveyard you've ever seen. There are gravestones, there are tombs, there are ziggurats, there are mausoleums, there are crypts of all kinds, all meticulously maintained by these black-robed individuals moving amongst them, chanting prayers, wafting incense. However, as you step in, the temperature drops a little more, and there is just this soft mist coming along at all times. You can, as you pass through, you can see people mourning loved ones, visiting loved ones at the crypts and tombs, leaving offerings to the dead. As you look out over this, you see slap bang in the distance, in the middle of this, a large black crystalline tower rising up, probably about 5 stories tall. And from the top of it, Talia, thousands of strings shoot out into the sky. And all through the sky, you can see these strings writhe and snake through the dark roof. Some vanishing at times, some reappearing, some intertwining, some cutting, vanishing.
This is going to get interesting. I believe we have to go this way. Come on. Faster.
Let's be careful. We can't destroy another crystalline tower.
Destroy anything. Keep your voice down.
Why did you look at me?
You do have a tendency to blow things up.
As
So do
you
I.
walk through this place, though there are mourners here and priests, everything is muffled by this mist. All sound is muffled. Your footfalls are muffled. The crying of the mourners is muffled. The chanting of the priests and priestesses is muffled. And as you progress closer and closer towards this tower, pardon me, you feel the temperature drop a little more. And Vienna, even though you are immune to the cold, the chill does run up your spine, as this is less about cold and more about almost a feeling of unease and death-like energy flowing from this place.
Ah. Been a while since I felt that.
Is Mortimer reacting at all?
Mortimer is not.
Nope.
Eventually, after about a 30-minute walk, you come to the base of this tower. And at the base of this tower, for a good sort of 20 feet around it, there is no tombs. There is just black grass stretching out. You can see a single doorway, shaped in the form of a raven with its wings folded.
I'll touch the door for a moment. And then
As you touch the door, it glows ever so softly, and then begins to open.
Oh, this is not creepy.
Mist flows out from within, and the smell of incense. You can see just the faint flickering of a single black candle within.
Right, in we go, everyone.
Are you sure you don't want to just go in on your own?
And how are we going to help Grifter if he doesn't come with me?
I meant to, like, make contact and... Okay, we'll come too.
We're not
Elise
scared.
is gripping your hand, Zandal, whilst Hacker is carrying Grifter.
Yeah, I'm providing as much support as I can. I might not like Grifter much, but I'm there for it at least.
As the last of you passes through this doorway, it closes behind you with the soft sound of fluttering raven's wings. And then a voice speaks out. So, you're the champion she chose.
Apparently so.
And you watch as a figure deep in the darkness steps forward, towering over even the tallest of you. Dark, black wings unfurl from their back. Pitch white skin with black dreadlocks, and a pair of eyes eerily reminiscent of a raven. An angelic being steps forward, a planetar of the Raven Queen, as it looks down at you. Dressed in black robes, as she looks down. Greetings. I am the Raven's eyes.
Get in.
Okay, just stand a little taller for me, please. I feel ridiculously small at this point.
Yeah, she is roughly 8 to 9 feet tall.
Everyone's tightening the neck up.
Oh.
Sandal, you stay at the back. We know what you're like with tall women.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh my god, I can imagine the look Elise has given me because this would be the first time she's heard of that.
Simmer down,
Elise.
Sandal.
Elise is just clutching your hand and just staring at this entity.
I'm assuming you know I were here.
You watch as those raven-like eyes move to Grifter, and then look at the back of the rest of you. You wish to use the fate-changing ritual.
Just to be something to do with that, right? Yes, I guess so. Am I going to go insane again? Well, nearly.
You watch as this figure steps more into the light, and you can now see they are though they are tall and broad, their limbs are spindly and their skin is almost sallow. Very pale, almost looking death-like. As they sort of come across the light and lean down towards you, Talia, almost getting right in your personal space. Their face now right by yours.
I don't flinch.
Mother may have accepted you. The lesser temples will have accepted you. But I am not going to just bend to your whim so easily, champion.
Not asking you to.
Good. That's a step in the right direction.
Respect is earned, not given.
And you will earn the right to that ritual.
Yes, apparently I will. Great. How do we start?
You watch as she rings up these long, spindly fingers and
Please not the
snaps.
press. No.
And Halise, Grifter, and Hacker and Emily vanish in a flash of black shadows. I have moved them to the ritual room. The rest of you are going to prove that you are worthy of this ritual.
Oh, good. I don't have to suffer alone.
That was like being sat on the floor after being just forcibly ejected from his robot life. Thanks for that.
I'm gonna die again.
You'll be fine. It's not that hard.
Sandal, as you say that, she is, without seeing her move across the intervening space, she is just in your face. And she reaches out and grabs the hand with Haslick's symbol and looks at it. Touched by the Shadowfell. Interesting.
Touched by another world as well. I show the other hand.
She looks at it and goes, that is less of my purview or interest. And suddenly she's gone and back right where she was started. You will take the trials of the Raven Queen. The trial of winter, the trial of fate, and the trial of death. The Raven Queen's three main aspects.
I didn't
I-
know winter was one of them.
Indeed, the Raven Queen is the goddess of the winter. She is the passing of the summer into the spring. As all things die, they become renewed.
I look at that, Talia. We're buddies in more ways than we think.
We're almost cousins.
Do you all consent to take part in these trials? Once you begin, you cannot stop.
Yes.
Of course.
All right.
YOLO.
Goes, yeah, okay, and I will say for Blossom, yes. And she nods and beckons you all as the candle lifts and moves, and you now see in the center of this floor a sigil. Stand on the sigil, and you will be moved.
Speaking of candles.
Yes. Oh, by the way, Aaron, Xandal, a ghostly candle appears floating around your head. I forgot. Happy birthday to Aaron, by the way.
Yay!
Birthday!
Happy birthday!
I made a mental note as we were starting to go, make sure you do the candle, and then
And then you got sucked into the awesomeness of being
Yeah.
creepy.
yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, I try and forget to.
We all, once you hit a certain age, you just kind of try to forget that you even have birthdays.
I mean, I've been 21 for the past 16 years, so.
I'm 20 with 20 years experience.
Yeah.
You're just old.
Yeah.
Shut up.
But-
Anyway,
Yes.
He beckons you to step on the sigil and goes, this will teleport you to the next level of the tower and the test of winter.
Oh joy, this is going to be fun. Right, let's go.
and I'll step onto the platform first.
As you
Xander
step-
will follow.
Okay.
Yep.
And once you have all stepped onto the sigil, it glows with black energy, and then your vision goes dark. You feel a rushing sensation, and then you are all freezing cold as you land in the middle of a blizzarding snowscape,
Including me?
including
And
you.
me?
Oh.
Including you, as all of you suddenly realize all your items are gone, including your soulbound items.
Oh, lovely. Lovely.
And the
Just
shield?
top.
The shield is gone too.
You're like, yes.
It just got good and now it's gone.
My forearm!
Wonderful, wonderful. I guess we're doing this without any help. I guess it wouldn't be a trial if we had all our items, to be honest.
What is the trial? Other than being cold.
Probably not dying. I don't
Great.
know. We'll find out, I guess. Something could happen, right?
Well, I'm guessing
So-
that's why the robot was taken.
So we have a good look round. What other than Blizzard?
Roll
anything we
roll a perception check for me.
can- Perception.
Oh, the winter check. Specialist, I guess.
Oh, I thought you wanted all of us to do it, so.
And anyone who wants to can.
Oh, sure, why not?
Just because
Just because.
reliable talent.
Okay, so Talia, Valdizian, and Vienna, as you sort of peer through this glowing snowstorm, just constant ice and snow everywhere, blowing off of dunes and drifts, and you sort of try to peer through it. You can't see anything in the distances. Just
Okay.
appears to be a featureless white expanse as far as you can see.
Okay.
I
And
guess.
as you are all standing there trying to figure out what to do, I'm going to need everyone to make a con save, please. As the cold
told you.
begins to sink
I
into your
told you
bones.
it was just to not die. Con is not my strong suit.
You'll get a +3.
Yay, that made all the difference.
Yeah.
11!
I'm on 10.
Red tieflings, we don't do well in the cold.
Well, kind of annoying that I can't, apparently. I'm supposed to
Okay.
be winter night.
We haven't, yeah, but you haven't got the immunity.
Winter's moon.
So-
Yeah.
Vienna and Talia, both fail as you feel the cold seep into your bones slowly. You both take a level of exhaustion.
Oh fuck. Okay.
How do I do that again?
If you go to your character sheet and
Oh.
click conditions,
Be right back, I need to sort these
exhaustion
cats out.
levels are right at the bottom,
Okay.
and then just click
Oh, yeah.
1. There you go.
Cool. Got it.
And then it will apply any debuffs and stuff to us. It does. I think
Yeah,
it's
first-
disadvantage on what
First-
already got us in this position or something.
First level's not too bad, I don't think, of exhaustion. I think it's only disadvantage on ability checks for
Mhm.
first level.
What was it? Level 6 is death, isn't it?
Yeah, level 6 is death. But yeah, you can see, like, you don't know if it'll change if you start moving, but
I was
currently
just about to say, Vienna goes,
move.
right, I'm not standing here for too long. Let's walk around and see what's going on.
Let's just go in a direction, pick a direction, and walk.
Okay.
Well, I'm facing this way.
That's the way we go then. Come on, feet.
Okay.
Yep.
I had to get a labyrinth quote in.
All right. As you
Literally,
start...
we both. I feel like we both went to the same thing there.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
we
facing
did.
that direction.
Yeah.
All right. As you begin
Love
to
that
walk, bracing yourself against the howling winds, you move slowly through the snow. After about 10 minutes of walking, I need everyone to make a survival check for me, please.
Survival.
Not bad for me. 18.
13.
Well, as long as some of us pass, we can guide the rest.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So, as you are walking through the snow, you see the beginnings of tracks. There.
What kind of tracks?
All of you passed the first level, so you would know that as you look at them, these appear to be wolf tracks.
Tracks. Lovely.
Fantastic. Let's go.
No, I'm pretty sure the train.
Train. Do we have trains in? Is there a
No.
train? Are there trains in Medora? No.
No, there are no trains in Medora. Not that you know of, anyway.
Like
Airships,
training?
Not trains. How does that work, man? Airships are more advanced than trains, but apparently we don't have trains. Okay, cool. Just look down, it's just Sandal going, "Ow!" Eating a giant mouthful of food.
But yes, there is a
I
set
need to
of...
I'm going back and screenshotting that. That was compromising, my dude.
There
Ah!
is a set of wolf tracks leading off, it sort of like intersects your path and then heads off in a different direction.
Typical halfling. Food comes first.
He's hungry like the wolf.
Hungry like the wolf.
Clearly, we're in that mood today.
We are
Right
in a
then,
wreck.
yes,
Yes, let's. Wolves bad. Wolves bad. Wolves
I
bad.
killed him!
My mission is complete. I haven't broke him in a while, so. Right in the game. Let's go. Are we following the tracks, or are we? What are we doing?
Yeah, we're
we're
just going
following.
to follow the tracks.
Yeah, yeah.
'cause it's the only thing we've got. So-
All right.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to lead, make another survival check then, please.
I'm going to guess that I'm leading since I'm on a tangent, but
Yep. Do it.
Unless you want
survival?
HP sponge at the front.
Yeah, that might work.
Are you a HP sponge? You don't have your shield.
I also don't have the shield. So the
it's not
shield
a
was giving
weakness
me less hate, like... Anyway.
How about we work together? Can we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's work
Yes.
together, because we're a team.
You can either roll separately or one can roll with advantage. No, never
we'll
mind.
roll
Too late.
separately anyway,
Roll
so.
separately. Okay. Trudging along, you follow these tracks, and as you keep going, they slowly get fresher and fresher. Eventually, you reach a point where they cross a small frozen stream. I need you to make survival checks again to try and pick up the tracks on the other side. Consistent rolls from Vienna here.
Go.
For now.
Okay.
Oh, you have
As-
to put it out there.
As you follow these tracks, after another sort of 10 minutes, you come to what looks like a large hill. and you can see in the side of it a small cave as the tracks lead into it.
We're going in. Do we will, man?
I'm going in prepared, so we don't have any weapons or anything, do we? We don't have armor, don't have weapons.
The only, as you sort of take stock of yourselves, the only things you have are sort of utility items. So you have things like your potions, you have things like, if you had like firewood or that sort of stuff on you, you've got that, but you have no weapons, or you have your armor and stuff that you usually wear, but you have no weapons, you don't have Winter's Moon, you don't have anything that would negate the cold. That has all been stripped from you.
We can cast spells. So we're
Yeah,
not
your
dependent.
spells. Your
I
spells
was
are all
actually
working.
seeing if I had a dagger or a sword.
I have a, you know.
I was thinking,
spare
do I
weapon
still have
if
my
you want.
eagle vision?
Yeah, you still have your eagle pendant, that's still there.
So what
So
I'm
I can-
asking is, do I have my rapier?
You do not have a rapier now.
Right, okay.
As in, because it's your
No, I just have a standard rapier. Like, no magic, no nothing. I have a dagger and a rapier.
So I have no daggers, no rapiers, no airgun
Nope.
shot.
No.
Nope.
So
That's...
it's literally just our spells. Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's we're still pretty formidable without weapons.
So,
I
I
want me
will...
to use my hawk thing to look in first, because then we don't have to get any closer.
Yeah.
It's not much of a trial if you don't go in, but sure.
So we know what we're going to be up against.
Fair enough.
Go and zoom in and enhance and zoom.
Okay. As you zoom in from above on a hill, you see the top of a hill.
Oh, I thought I could go in sideways.
Nope, it's a top-down view. It's an aerial view.
Eagle
It's
vision.
like you're looking through the eyes of a hawk.
Let's just go in. Come on.
Yeah.
It's the work
Okay.
that could happen.
I'll be
As you
expecting
approach
something.
the front of this cave, you hear a deep growl from within, and you see as a large white wolf steps forward, growling and not looking like it's going to attack, but stood in the entranceway of this cave.
Just have a look
Eh.
around to see if it's protecting.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
I help. So, if you can roll with advantage.
I'll allow advantage.
Whew, thank goodness.
20.
Good job.
As you sort of like try to glance around this wolf, you get the faintest sparkle of what looks like ice within the cave. Not like you can see the cave itself is made of stone, but there is something shaped out of ice behind the wolf.
Okay.
I'm going to take a step closer to the wolf. I'm going to remain calm and try and make eye contact with it and watch for its reaction.
Go ahead and make an animal handling check, please.
Not my strong suit.
Definitely not mine, so good job you're doing it.
19?
19. As you step up
Uh-oh.
and
Oh, I'm back.
Nope. Have it back. Just
Okay.
the like.
Oh.
As you hold out your hand to this beast, it growls a little louder and you stop for a moment, but then keep calm and approach. And eventually it sniffs your hand, nods, and then steps aside, allowing you to enter into the cave. And behind it you see a small, about this tall statue made out of ice of a wolf.
That never normally works, but okay. I'm going to turn back to the wolf and it's like, I'm going to take this, okay?
Just nods.
And I take the statue.
As you pick up the statue, you hear a ethereal voice on the wind. The first aspect of winter. The biting hunger and cold. And then as you turn around to look at the wolf again, it's gone.
The cave starts shaking and the ground starts separating.
And we all die. Well, I I guess that's one thing. This isn't going to melt on us, is it?
It's at this point I need everyone to make another con saving throw as the cold bites into your bones once more.
Okay. That's better.
See.
21.
So 9, because I'm near Val. I'm gonna fucking die.
Yeah, Talia, you take a second level of exhaustion.
Why does this always happen to me? I don't like the cold. Hurry up and do whatever else it is we need to do in this god-awful place. I think we got what we came for, I hope. Let's go.
Yep.
Hurry, hurry, I need to warm up.
Okay. As you start walking again, this time probably around the hill and then past it, could everyone make me perception checks, please? Or whoever's leading makes perception checks. Whichever you choose.
Door.
I see nothing.
It's the axe, man.
As you start walking, you think you can see in the distance an area that looks like the blizzard may not be affecting. But it's hard to tell which path to take. I need another perception check, please.
From all of us.
From whoever wants to make one.
28.
28. Moving along, you keep moving and you start following the path of the blizzard, almost sensing the way the wind's moving. And it seems to be guiding you. One last perception check, please.
21.
Okay. As you stumble further forwards, it's been about 20 minutes by this point, and you see now a area ahead where instead of the snow blowing in this blizzard, it's just hanging in the air. And as you step through it, you come out into a almost like an eye of the storm situation. And you see ahead of you a serene frozen lake surrounded by weeping willows, which have got water droplets that have frozen on their boughs, catching the light from above in a beautiful shining array. And all around you is just this soft, gentle snowfall, dancing and causing buttons in the air.
Reminds me of the
pretty,
Winter Castle.
Pretty, to be fair.
Indeed.
And as you take a moment to appreciate this, you see in the very center of this frozen lake a beautiful ice figurine, same size as the one of the wolf, but this time of a dancing woman.
My guess is we need that statue.
Don't want us to disturb the lake because it's quite pretty here. Shall I just fly over?
I mean, you could attempt to. I feel like
See
that's
what happens.
probably
Yeah, I feel like there's a
cheating.
trap.
But I don't know. I think maybe he's right. This is pretty. We don't want to disturb it. Peace.
I agree with that.
Could be the test. It's worth a shot. Try it.
I'm going to check that my wings actually work right now.
Yeah, your wings.
They're part of
do
you.
work.
They're not an item, so we should
I
be
know, but
fine.
it's cold. It's like they could just be like...
Frozen solid on your back, like.
So I'm going to go quite slowly and just start trying to go above the lake and move towards the centre, see what happens.
Yeah. As you fly over the surface of this lake, as you look down, the water beneath appears to be completely pure. Though it is below this deep layer of ice, you can see small fish flickering around, the colour of gems. And you can see your own reflection in the ice, but not improved as such, but almost like it's highlighting your best features. And as you sort of fly across, you can't help but take a moment to appreciate just the beauty of your surroundings and how magical and experienced this is, flying over this beautiful mirror-like lake. But eventually you reach the center and you gently pick up the figurine, and that same voice carrying on the wind sounds in all of your ears. The second aspect of winter, the beauty and purity of winter.
Val just gives a bit of a smile and kind of turns to fly back, but he almost goes a little bit slower so that he can take in more of like.
Pick up the statue.
Yeah, I've picked up the statue.
You're just like, oh, it's really pretty, thanks, and just flew back without touching because you didn't say. So I was just like, you did pick it up, right?
Yeah, no, you have to touch it for that voice to sound.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Just checking.
And then I'll land back with the group.
Okay. And as you land back with the group, I need everyone to make another con saving throw, please, as it has now been 2
Please.
hours.
Please give me something. Oh.
God, 5. I am literally going to fucking die.
Another
Yeah.
exhaustion.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
so-
I've never been to level 3 before. How bad's level 3?
Talia and Vienna, you both take another level of exhaustion.
Okay.
So I believe second level of exhaustion is half speed. Third
Great.
level is disadvantage on attacks and saving throws.
Oh, great. So now I'm so exhausted, I'm just going to basically
Yeah,
Exhaust
there's-
yourself to death.
keep failing.
Yeah. This is the point of exhaustion where it starts getting dangerous. Okay. And as you are shivering and shaking, you know, as the rest of you look at Talia, you know your choices now are either finish this quick or potentially make some form of shelter to try and rest and at least allow Talia to maybe recover from some of this cold.
Not going to lie. I don't know how much longer I can take this, guys.
Even if we do the shelter, can Ert grab 100 gold's worth of diamond dust and do greater restoration on Talia?
Yeah, you've still got your diamonds and stuff, so yeah, you could just do that immediately.
Yeah, which
What's
will
that
reduce your exhaustion by 1.
Sweet. Back to level 2. I'll
So,
take that.
Yeah,
Oh, Mine.
pulls out some diamond
Hang
dust,
on.
mutters a small prayer over it, and blows
It won't
it,
let me just reduce it by 1, so I had to take it all the way off and then
Right.
put 2 back on.
Yeah.
Oh,
and blows it at you, Talia, and it glows this golden light, and you feel a bit of the cold seep out of your bones and your energy return.
Thanks. Still pretty tired, but not as bad now. We can go on.
Okay.
Oh,
And it's at this point you all begin to hear a song, a haunting melody carried on the wind.
not have that prepared. That would have been nice. Nope, we're just gonna have to go with that. That's cool.
That's fine, doesn't matter. You can hear it, and it's being carried on the wind.
We kind of
Hang on.
Can we tell where from?
Something.
Make
That
a
might work.
perception check.
There we go. That'll do.
Perception. Oh, that's better.
Right, sorry.
hey! It's roll 20
Nice.
for 31!
Okay, so all of you except Xandal. Xandal, you're trying to listen, but you've got a bit of a dead ear when it comes to music anyway. It's not something that's normally necessary when inventing. But the rest of you sort of listen for a moment, and then you can pick out a direction it's coming from.
I'm thinking we head in the direction of the sound.
Yep. I would go with that.
Okay.
Let's be quick.
Daniel immediately starts walking the wrong direction.
Daniel, come here, you idiot!
Can you imagine if it was Flute Bone Guy again?
That would be cool, but no, it's not likely to be him.
Okay. As you walk along through the snow, you're walking for a good 20 to 30 minutes as you leave the beautiful clearing back in to the blizzard, the song slowly getting louder and more close to you. And eventually you come out of this storming blizzard again and are stood on the edge of a cliff, looking out over the top of the clouds, and playing out across the night sky in front of you is the source of the song, a beautiful flowing aurora borealis.
Wow, it's not something you see every day. Beautiful.
So what do we do here?
I don't know, look for the next statue, I guess.
Maybe we've
Do
got to
follow.
harmonise our voices.
Oh, absolutely not.
No, I can't sing.
You do not
You-
want to hear that.
Do you want to try that, Val?
Yeah, just for the lols, because he knows that he can't sing very well.
Just so you're aware, you've got your hurdy-gurdy.
Oh. I mean, I didn't even have the hurdy-gurdy going into the tower, so...
Oh, I thought you carried it with you, sorry.
It's
I
a bit
normally
of a
leave it on the
bonus.
boat. But it would be
Oh,
interesting
okay.
if it was suddenly on me.
Okay, it appears on you.
You've already done one trial, Val. Let someone else.
I mean... go
Anyone else
ahead.
got an idea? I really don't want to hear Val sing. Believe me, I've heard it. It's terrible.
I'm afraid
don't
I
have-
have nothing on my person to outdo him, so
I only know
close your ears.
I only
mean,
know
you
dirty soldier songs, so
I can always play my hurdy-gurdy if you want, or I could just give it a go
No,
on the
no.
instrument.
you do it. I was just playing. I don't know how to play an instrument.
Roll a performance check for me.
Oh, here we go.
What could possibly go wrong?
Everything could go wrong. Oh,
15.
it'd piss off
15.
an angel or something.
You start playing, and you're close. So close to matching, but there's just... Occasionally you're just getting the timing a little wrong. You think with a little more effort you might be able to do it.
I could give it one more go.
Go ahead and roll again for me.
I was going to say, can we
Embrace your
potentially-
inner
Oh.
what do you call it?
As you stop
Rowan.
and take a moment to listen to the song, you start playing again, and this time you are playing in perfect harmony with the song. And you all watch as the aurora bursts and spreads, covering the whole of the sky as it rejoices in this music. And from it, a small crystalline statue of a praying child lands on the snow in front of you.
I honestly did not think that would work.
Nope, but here we are.
Maybe
So-
we need to listen to Val more often.
Oh no.
I mean,
Oh,
I left
no.
this on the ship, and it's suddenly here, so,
Yeah.
you know...
And
Yeah,
as you
weekend.
let
we'll
go of
reach
it,
out.
Val, it vanishes again.
Fiona will pick up the little ice sculpture thing.
And as you
That's
pick it up,
great.
you hear a voice say, "The third and final aspect of
Oh,
winter,
thank God.
the joy and purity of winter."
Didn't we just have purity?
There's pureness in joy and pureness in beauty, I suppose.
Suppose.
And as you pick that up and bring it towards the others, the three statues glow and shoot out beams from them, forming within their center a teleportation circle.
Thank God, let's go. I'm really cold.
Let's go.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Go.
As you step into the circle, that same black flash happens, and your vision goes dark. Now, I'm going to roll a dice to see who goes first.
Oh no.
Sandal.
That's because you weren't paying attention.
Literally, that was a random dice roll. I did roll a dice.
I was paying attention. I was just stuffing my face.
Sandal, you come to in a pure black void, surrounded on all sides by strings of all
We were
types
gonna get to
and
go through the
colours,
hand we go through.
and you hear a voice go, "Choose free fate to view."
Feel my pain, Xandal.
So what sort of like strings can I see?
There are hundreds of strings. You see red, blue, yellow, green. You see ones that are like the size of chords. You see ones that are thin and wispy.
I will choose a red thick one, a yellow thin one, and a blue normal one.
You reach out and grab the red thick one. And as you grab it, your vision bursts as you see a battlefield. You see shadows flowing everywhere. You see gods striding across the earth. And you see a giant dark shape in the form of a woman, eyes white like lamps staring down at you. Her form rippling and changing as shadowy blades shoot towards you and your friends as you battle against it, trying to perform some form of ritual, trying to hold off this eldritch evil abomination of shadow and darkness. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, great. I'm good at that.
Don't worry, you're only going insane. It's fine.
I didn't do too bad this time. Probably
That
still
is-
not enough, but
That is a failure. You are going to
I told you.
Don't egg the DM on.
You take 23 points of psychic damage as you feel each of these shadowy blades piercing your form as you come back to consciousness again. Back in that
Oh,
black
hold on.
void.
I've still got 10 hit points from the chip. I imagine they're gone now.
Yes. No, it's... You haven't had a long rest since then, so...
Okay. So I'm fine.
At least you only have to do this once. I've done it twice.
So,
Okay.
the next one was yellow fin, yes?
Yes.
Okay. As you reach out and grasp a yellow fin string, your vision fades and then comes back up. This time in a small cottage. You see yourself sat at a table, fiddling with some small piece of equipment. And then a figure comes from behind you and embraces you, their white wings wrapping around you, as Finri hugs you, on her finger a wedding ring, as she places a plate of second breakfast in front of you. And then there is a thumping on the stairs overhead, and a small winged boy comes up to you and gives you a hug around the waist before scrambling up to their own chair at the table to receive their own breakfast.
Aw.
I need another wisdom saving throw, please. You are going to take... You take 26 points of psychic damage as you are ripped away from this vision.
Like,
And... Yeah,
yeah.
go ahead.
Like Xander was just sort of like, he's momentarily stunned by this moment. As like, this is something he's never envisioned in himself. Like, he's always seen Finri as part of his life, but like to see a child as well is just sort of like caught him completely off guard.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of stood there for a moment before he finally reaches for the third string.
The green wispy, yeah?
The green normal. Blue normal.
Blue normal. As you reach out and grasp the blue normal, you feel your vision zoom to this new place again. And this time you see you're sat on a small hill that you know of, overlooking River Run. You used to go here all the time with your mother for picnics. You used to enjoy looking out over the village, chatting with her and your siblings, admiring the play of the water through the streets, how the river flowed. But now as you look, the town is in ruins. There is a deep black veins crawling through the earth.
The desolation.
There is dark miasma flowing through the streets. There is blood on the walls, and there are beasts lurking in the shadows. And as you look down at your hands, and then back up, you see a familiar tunneling drill machine at the edge of the town. And you see as it had somehow allowed the desolation to come through. And you realize that this is all your fault. Make a wisdom saving throw for me. Okay. This time you're going to take half. So you only take 11 psychic damage this time. As you return back to that place with the strings and the voice sounds. Not all fates are set in stone. We will see what ends up weaved into your tapestry, and your vision goes dark. Now to decide who's next.
Who to torture next?
Oh no.
Oh.
Val.
Yeah.
You awaken in this black void with this same scape of strings all around you. And the voice sounds out again. You must pick and view 3 fates.
Cool. Gotta make this worthwhile. Gotta make this useful. Val thinks really hard. And he pictures the white porcelain of the faceless mask. And he looks out to see if there's any strands that kind of match that colour.
Go ahead and roll me a charisma check.
Yeah.
Val be playing the long game. Didn't think of that.
6!
6. As you
Nice try.
you sort of try to will what you want from these strings, but if anything, the pattern gets more chaotic.
At which point, because it's getting chaotic, Val's just going to close his eyes and reach out and grab one.
Okay.
Trust in his fate.
Okay. As you reach out and grab one, as you open your eyes, you see you have grabbed a small, let's go with pink string. And as your vision fades and comes back up, you see yourself walking into a building. You are holding a bag of what looks to be coins. And you walk up to a counter behind which you see a familiar shape. Madame Scarlet of the Silk Cheeks. And as you put the coins down, she goes, "Well, hey, sugar. You here to see your girl again? She's waiting for you."
I guess.
And she takes the coins from you as you move through and go into a side room. And as you enter, you see a feminine form waiting on a bed. And you see yourself disrobing hurriedly. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Do I recognise the person?
Side universe where Val's a player? What?
Make a perception check. 18. As you sort of peer through the the incense smoke in this room, you make out very feminine features with green skin. Lady Naxter reclines on the bed.
I'm going to do that wisdom save now.
Yep.
Mummy Naxter, let's go.
Okay. By the way, you also realise your shield is back.
Oh, cool.
So... So you would take 15 psychic damage, but it's halved because of the pass. So that's 7, and then halved again because of your resistance to psychic damage. So you only take 4. As the vision ends, you find yourself again back in that weaving, chaotic, string-like scape.
Can't let this opportunity go by, even if I failed once. So Val's gonna think really, really hard and picture dark black scales, the kind
Okay.
of like a giant dragon, and just
Okay.
see if there is something that matches.
Charisma check.
Yeah. 12. It's better.
12.
Same
As you
vision, but it's
As you
what's the
peer through the strings, you see a black rope-like string that maybe feels like it might link to what you're thinking about.
It's gonna grab it. Grab the black one.
Okay. As you grab it, your vision violently fades this time, and you are dragged into this vision. And you find yourself outside of a dwarven set of gates leading into a mountain. And you see yourself running out with the rest of the party, clutching a gem. And then the gates explode behind you as the massive form of an ancient black dragon, easily 80 feet from snout to tail, wingspan equally the same of 80 feet, massive in size, roars in its defiance and hatred as it chases after you. As it breathes in and breathes out a massive gout of acid towards you and your friends. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Okay.
This is my nat 20.
I can't help but notice, what was that? No, this is only your second vision, isn't it? Not your
Yeah.
third. If that had been your
That's-
third and you got a nat 20 just like Xandal did, that would have been like, cool.
So you take 5 psychic damage because of the pass and resistances. Okay. And your vision snaps back to that stringscape.
Cool. Realizing he's probably going about this the wrong way because it's kind of been successful but kind of not. He's going to search out for the strings for anything that's like a bronzy gold that kind of reminds him of Tritherian, but if there's one that's also linked in with a blue that kind of reminds him of Brawin. There's like 2 guiding forces in his life trying to get him towards the right thing.
Roll a final charisma check for me. I'm going to say with advantage, because you're starting to get the hang of this. I'm going to be nice.
Hey.
Okay.
20.
You see 2 strings. One, about this, not a string, not a rope, about somewhere in between in gold, and then a very wispy, pinkish blue one.
Can I
Yeah,
tell
pick
if
one.
they're going... what direction they're kind of going in? Are they going to my left or to my right, or...
They are weaving all over the place. The strings have no particular direction to them.
Only pick one. Yes.
He's going to stand there for a minute and think. He just ponders on the last time he's had kind of a weird challenge and that he messed up severely. A challenge relating to Rowan. And he's just going to grab that one. He's going to trust.
Okay. As you grab that blue and pink string, your vision fades, and you appear viewing yourself sat in the corner of a tavern, looking towards a stage, facing towards a stage. You look older. And as you sort of look towards the stage, you hear the strumming of a lute and the song being sung in a beautiful half-elvish voice as Rowan entertains the crowd. And as you smile and clap along with the rest of the crowd, you see your other self nod to themselves and stand up, picking up a cane, as you realize that your eyes are milky. And you hear the voice of Triferian. You sacrificed much to bring her back. I hope it was worth it. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Yep.
Okay. Your first failure. So that's would be 19, but your resistance, so only 8 psychic damage.
And then the shield.
No, you failed
Okay.
the check.
Okay,
So
yeah, no, that's fine.
That's it. Yep. Yep. And then you reappear again back in that stringscape, and the voice goes, "Not all fates will come to be, and not all fates are set in stone. We will see what you end up weaving." And your vision goes dark. Right. 2 people
Who's
left.
To torture.
Isn't there 3 people left?
Nope.
Rowan,
well,
me,
I-
and
I
Xandor.
am.
Oh,
Blossom.
I know you're now available, Blossom, but someone doesn't have to do this because she's already done it.
Oh, right.
Technically, one of you
Oh,
has already passed
Dave!
this trial.
I'm fucking safe! I've done this fucking trial twice, thank fuck. I don't have to do it again.
Does
Oh my
Ert have to
god.
do it?
Oh, good.
Ert, I will say for Ert, I will just roll some psychic damage for her in a bit, and that will affect her.
Yeah.
Vienna,
Oh no.
you come to in this pitch black void of strings, and the voice speaks out to you. You must view free of your fates.
Okay, so do I have the same options as everyone else, or do they look slightly different? What am I seeing in front of me?
You see the same thing, strings of all shapes and colors and types. You can select any you choose.
So I take it they just look like strings to me. I can't just look closer at them to give me a hint as to what each string might be.
You can roll an intelligence check for me.
Always suspicious of everything. Just a straight intelligence.
Great intelligence.
15?
15. You can probably gather the thicker the string, the more likely it is to happen. The colors probably represent various good or bad things.
Okay.
And if the string is wispy, it is a possible future. It is something that could come to pass if you made certain decisions. And obviously, the thinner the string, the less likely it is to happen.
Okay, so in that case, Fiona's going to focus on the bigger of the strings. How many of them are there?
So looking out, you can see probably there's about 10 very thick strings.
Okay.
There's one that is almost rope-like, and that is a black string, like rope.
I'll start with that one.
Okay. As you reach out and grab that one, your vision goes dark, and you look out, and Talia would recognize this vision. As you are looking out over Medora, from above, you see the world below you revolving slowly. You see 5 glowing points of light in various cities. You see them slowly being brought together. And then a dark, shadowy hand crushing these 5 points of light. As this humongous, dark, feminine shape looms over the world. And you watch as it starts to slowly sink it into the shadows. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw. 14.
Okay. So you are going to take 27 points of psychic damage.
27 points of psychic damage. Done. Okay.
As you snap back into that scape of strings. And you can now tell that that is the current fate of your party and the world currently.
Mhm. So now I'm left with 9-ish other.
Yeah. You
thick
can
ones.
see, probably looking at them, the ones closest to you, there is one that is red,
Mhm.
one that is yellow, and one that is sort of a greenish colour.
I'm gonna go red and yellow.
Okay.
So I'll start with the red one.
Reach out and you grasp the red one, and you feel your vision fade once more. And as it comes up, you're in Naveen.
Ugh.
And you see that you are at the governor's palace. And you watch as a figure walks out on the balcony. You walk out on the balcony. The ladyship ring of House Hylim upon your finger, waving to crowds below you. As you are dressed in the governor's robes. And you see, as you are smiling and waving, as a small tear trickles down your cheek, and in the shadows of the archway behind you, your mother smiles. I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
That is not the future I want.
Better make some choices.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
So you're only going to take half of this? You're only going to take 7 psychic damage this time.
Okay.
Okay. And this time you chose yellow, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
As you snap back, you take a moment to center yourself before reaching out and grabbing the yellow rope-like string. And this time you find yourself astride your horrible horse,
Oh, bloody thing.
riding through some woods. However, the horse is being a lot more behaved. And you are
Okay.
riding through beautiful snowy woods, chasing after what looks like a beautiful silver deer with blue antlers. And you hear just this joyful laugh as the Winter Lady rides up alongside you on the back of a pitch white unicorn, laughing joyously as she rides naked, and with people around you shooting arrows at this stag. And you see that you are part of some form of joyous hunt as you are wearing the full regalia of the Winter Knight.
That I can get behind.
Make
Okay.
a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Naked Lady Winter, let's go.
Okay.
I like that one. That's the one I want.
Why do I think
What,
that's
the
the
one
next
with
piece
the
of
naked
art?
lady?
Yes. The one where I joined the Winter Court.
I was thinking more drawing the Winter Lady on a naked on a
You
unicorn.
take
Pretty
12
fun.
psychic damage
12.
as your vision snaps back to that stringscape, and the voice goes, "Not all fates are set in stone. We will see what you weave for yourself." And your vision goes dark.
Okay.
Okay. Blossom, you awake in this sea of strings in a void, and the voice comes out. "You must view free of your fate."
So I'm probably looking for the ones that are not the thickest ones, but slightly thinner than average.
Okay. So glancing around, you can see. Glancing around, you can see a good sort of 10 to sort of 20 of those near you in varying colours. The ones closest would probably be red, violet, and white.
Right. Yeah, I'll go for. Let's see what the white one is first.
Okay. As you grasp the white one, your vision zooms and vanishes before coming upon a new scene, and you see yourself at the lichen forest where you were trained. Except you are not a trainee. You are walking amongst people being trained in how to harness their lycanthropy. You're giving out advice and information. You are older, your fur is flecked with grey. You are still strong of body and mind. And you are wearing the robes of the Grand Master of the Order. Go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw for me, please. Okay. You are going to
Take a shot every time Paddy says
19
you're gonna take.
psychic damage. And your vision snaps back to that sea of strings.
Probably the violet one then.
Okay. As you reach out and grab the violet one, again your vision fades and then comes upon a new scene. In this one, you see yourself sat in the Jigging Jester, nursing over a mug of some form of ale. Talia comes up to you with Gunter, and you all look older. You smile and chat, but eventually you nod to them, place down some coin, and get up and leave. And you see, as you do, a new painting on the wall. And you see 6 figures, all going in different directions. And underneath it, a sigil reading "The Parting of Armatae." Go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw, please. Okay. So you're going to take half. So you're only going to take 10 psychic damage this time. And then your vision snaps back to that string sea. Are you wanting to go for the red one or choose something different?
No, let's see what red's in store.
Okay. As you grasp the red string, your vision shifts and everything is dark in this forest. You see a small caravan of traders moving through with a number of guards. And then a figure blurs through them. there is a cut-off scream, and one of the guards is missing. Another blur, another scream, another blur, another scream. The caravan is panicking, trying to run, but this blur keeps coming, keeps taking, keeps killing, until only one is left. A small child, shaking in fear, looking around, clutching a dagger, and then looming from behind them from the darkness. A female were-tiger lost to their lycanthropy, more dripping with blood, and eyes alight with the joy of the hunt. Go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
They take enough damage to go berserk.
That would be funny. Comes straight back from it and just immediately attacks us.
That is 21 psychic damage.
I'm glad I'm not the only one with an evil timeline.
And your vision returns to that sea of strings, and the voice goes, "Not all futures are set in stone. Not all fates are set. We will see what you weave for yourself." And your vision fades to black. And then for Urt, we're going to say she probably passed 2 of her saves.
But she's a baller.
So that's going to... So she's going to take 11 psychic damage for the first. Uh, 9 psychic damage for the second. And then... 30 psychic damage for the third.
Be fine.
Thank God for the temporary hit points.
Yeah. Well, temporary hit points basically a free hit, isn't it?
And then you all come together in a small room, a barren, almost dead place. There is mist flowing on the ground, and you see across from you a figure shrouded in a black cloak, holding a scythe.
I'm assuming the 2 robots aren't there.
Yes,
No
the 2
way.
robots are not.
Do
Yeah,
we
they got
have our gear
taken.
back?
You have all your gear. You have everything on you.
Good.
We're literally facing.
I
death in-
imagine.
Yep.
I imagine as like we all come face to face with each other, Xandal literally has like tears just coming down his face from the visions that he's just seen.
Fiona's probably looking determined.
Yeah,
Guys, all right.
Blossom-
Look a little
Blossom probably
frightened.
got a bit more determination on her face.
Yeah.
You guys okay? You seem upset. See
Uh,
something
Tal-
you don't like?
yeah. Talia, for you, you literally went from winter to this. You
Yeah.
did nothing in between.
We may have just had a taste of medicine that you've had before.
Oh, did you get to play with the strings? That's always fun.
Yeah, fun. That's one thing to call it.
We can talk about it later. I think we have somebody to deal with.
You say that, but these trials haven't all been what we were expecting.
So do we step
Um,
forward and see what happens?
I mean,
Yeah, why not?
We can't defeat death, right?
I mean,
Well, apart from some.
You can
I
serve
mean, I
death.
didn't do it on my own. My patron
As you
is dead.
step forward, this figure looks up, and underneath the cowl is just these 2 points of red light. As it picks up the scythe, swings out the blade, and settles into a stance.
Not friend, then.
Hey, I think he's inviting us to dance.
Mm. Well, let's give it a go. Let's try and defeat death itself.
I mean, it's not really death, but
Yeah, looks
the
like.
symbolism is there, I guess.
Yeah.
Everyone roll me initiative then, please.
Which battle music do we want? Oh, we'll use that one, I think. Okay.
How's Mortimer right now?
Little
Mortimer is silent.
Didn't
double
register
digits.
my
That's
roll.
not bad.
That's fine. I'll sort it for you in a second.
We're one apart, Vienna. We're always
God,
together. We're always together. We rolled double digits. Let's go.
What
We're not
did-
last.
Yes.
Okay,
Let me turn that down a smidge. There we go.
that would be first. Okay. So Blossom, you're up first.
I'm going to wait to begin with.
Okay.
See what this thing does first.
Okay. Are you holding any particular action, or are you just?
I suppose I will dodge or prepare to dodge.
Okay. You take the dodge action. Okay. It's then this creature's turn as it looks over all of you, and then in a burst of shadow, it vanishes and reappears.
Oh.
And I need everyone except Xandal to make a dexterity saving throw, please, as it sweeps the scythe in a circle around itself.
+3s.
Advantage on that. 'cause I'm
Not
fucking
that it
needing-
helped me.
25.
Okay.
Wait. I did
You
wrong.
did 2. Oh, you
Yeah,
have
I have advantage on
advantage,
dex
yeah.
saves.
a.
Because I'm
20.
slippery like that.
20 and 22.
Okay, so the only two who pass are Talia and
Would be
Val.
19 if that helps.
Yeah, that doesn't pass. So you're all going to take.
That's a lot of maths.
Boy, am I glad I passed that dex save.
So those who failed take 29 points of slashing damage. Those who passed take half, and then
And that presumably
Wait.
takes nothing because of uncanny dodge.
Yeah. I'm
evasion. Yeah.
Evasion,
evasion, yeah.
Which one's which?
Whichever one means I don't take damage, it's that one.
And
What was it? 29.
29 points of slashing if you failed, and
Where am I glad Blossom knows my character better than I do, because I forgot. Thank you.
and 25 points of necrotic damage if you failed, and half if you passed, and none for Talia because of evasion.
How much necrotic was that?
I'd take half.
25.
I'd take half again. from
As
half anyway, if I,
yeah.
even if I did
Sorry,
take
what
it.
2 types of damage did you say they were?
slashing and necrotic.
So the necrotic would be halved again as well because of the shield.
Yes, because of your resistance, yeah. But yeah, as it vanishes and then reappears in the center of your, it swings this blade around, and there's just this dark trail following the blade in this black aura. And then bonus action, it is going to. It turns and looks directly into Ert's eyes, and I need Ert to make a charisma saving throw, please.
And the healer against us.
11.
Oh,
11. Okay, you all watch
you
as
had to go for it, nice.
11!
Ert just drops unconscious.
Oh, good times.
It's our healer.
Okay. Xandal, your turn.
Okay.
Joining the.
Oh, I'm going to. I'm just working out how best to do this.
Blow him up.
Raj. I'm joking, please don't do that.
Yeah, I was going to say, probably not blow him up considering he's right next to him.
Yeah. Every single one of us.
Yeah. Arc.
Okay.
Twenty.
Hits.
Some angry cowbell in this battle music.
does sound like an angry cowbell.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool though.
Okay.
Minimum damage.
This fight will be
What?
over in seconds. Come on.
You watch as the pellet hits, but you can't really tell if it did any damage.
Okay. Second shot. Actually, first I'm going to bonus action. Brandon's booming blade.
Booming blade. Okay.
Because it doesn't say it has to be a melee, it just says weapon.
Yeah, that's
Oh
true.
no, no, it's part of the component melee weapon.
There you go then. So unless you're going to run up and hit it with the gun.
It runs up on his little legs, taps him with the hammer, and then runs back.
Branding smite then.
Okay.
It's undead! I can finally smite something? Fuck yes!
21
So, damage for the
What is
ARC.
this?
That's assuming it's undead. An aspect of death.
Max,
Really spirits.
nearly max damage.
Okay. You watch as that one
And,
hits, and it does seem to stagger slightly.
First
Okay,
of all,
and,
3d8.
Branding smite. Damage.
Okay.
Which is another 7.
I'll play with fate first.
And
No, I'm not.
target shed dim light in a 5-foot radius and can't become invisible until the spell ends.
Yep. Okay. End of your turn or any movement?
I'm gonna take a step back.
Okay. Right. Talia, your turn.
Right, you want to dance? I want to play. I'm going to imbue my rapier with first level smite because it's undead. Well, at least I hope it's undead. This is either going to work or it's not. And I am going to... Oh, Urt, you are in the way, my sweet. I'm gonna... Does that count as my bonus action doing that? It's a part of my cowl, so it just says that imbue a weapon. It doesn't say... Does it say?
Let me check.
Only brows.
I think that's something you can just do if it's anything.
It's a
like
cowl
that.
ability, so it's...
Hang on. Protect
I kn-
undead.
Because I know
What
Stream
fate?
Fate is bonus.
Well, fighting against an undead, the wearer may. So it's basically the same as like a paladin with smite. If you hit with an attack, you can go, I want to put smite in it. So it's not even a bonus action. It's just a.
Oh,
if you hit
I
with an
can.
attack,
So I can. I can't
But it's-
do what I wanted to do because is in the way, but I can still hit it with a rapier.
Yep.
But if it doesn't count as a bonus action, I'm gonna fuck with its strings first.
Okay.
I'm going to give it disadvantage. I'm going to give
Okay.
myself advantage, and then I'm going to slash it with my lightning rapier.
Okay.
27.
Hits, but go ahead and re-roll to see if you get a crit because you've got advantage.
Off. Character sheet, behave. Get out of the way. No, I didn't quit.
Yep. Didn't crit, but worth a check.
So that's
7 plus the lightning. plus
it's
sneak attack.
engaged in combat with
Yeah, so
uh,
you do get sneak attack.
sweet.
35. And then are you putting a smite, trying to smite into
Yes, so that's 3d8.
that? As you
the first
as
level.
you go to try and do that, this creature does not register as undead.
Ah, it's not undead. Come on, it's literally death. This is bullshit. Ah, fine. I've already done bonus action, haven't I?
Yep.
So I can't
You've got-
disengage.
You have a second attack?
Do I?
I don't know whether rogues get
I
multi-attack
don't think
it.
rogues do.
No, I don't get a multi-attack. My second attack is normally bolts from the grave, but that's a bonus
Okay.
action. So because I've
Just-
used Threads of Fate, I can't do that. So I can't
Yeah,
disengage.
I just-
So I will stay where I am, I guess.
Okay. Vienna, your turn.
But at least it's got disadvantage now, so that should help the others.
Just because I find it fun. Winter's Moon. I'm going to try and attempt to do the stab trick.
Okay. Go ahead and
Is my
make your
exhaustion
attack.
gone?
Yes, your exhaustions are all gone.
Oh, that might be a good thing to get rid of first.
Yeah, I was just thinking that is. There we go. Get that off.
Yeah, your damage from the strings is still there, but the exhaustion faded.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay.
Just thought, because that might have affected my rolls otherwise. Because
Might have affected mine as well, yeah. So it's good job you said.
Good to check.
Yeah, right. Winter's Moon. No, I didn't.
No, no, you go and lunge, and it just whips the scythe around and just deflects it.
Ugh. And
Is
I
her in
don't-
death saves, or is she just unconscious?
Is just unconscious. She looks like she's just dropped to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't tend to get bonus actions, so
I can't wake her up, so.
although Winter's Moon probably does give me a bonus action, but nothing useful at the moment, I don't think.
Okay.
Nope.
Is it not
All right.
undead?
No.
End of your turn then, yeah?
End of my turn.
Yeah,
Right.
Celestial, maybe?
Earth's turn, but she
Could
is
be like me.
asleep.
I register as
So,
undead, but
Val's
technically
turn.
not.
I have a question on the wording of one of my items.
Okay.
If it says the shield can cast, is that me casting a spell or is that the shield casting a spell?
That is you casting a spell through the shield.
So it counts as an action.
Yes.
Okay.
The
That's
shield
fine.
gives you access to the spell.
Cool.
No,
And,
we don't get to cast 2 spells in a turn. Regrettably.
What was my other question? With Sickening Radiance, can I choose for it to not affect my party? It just says when a creature moves into the spell's aura.
Normally, aura spells allow you to choose, but
Let me have a
probably
look.
worth clarifying.
Sorry, area. When a creature moves into the spell's area.
Well, I think for Spirit Guardians it states that you specify which.
She's not. It's not Spirit Guardian, so that's why he's asking.
Yeah, but if it's something similar to that, if it
Yeah.
doesn't say that you can specify.
No, you can't
Creature
specify.
outside
It is
stage.
just anything that enters the area.
Cool, and it's 5 foot. So I'm going to go up a little bit and fly right over the top of this thing and cast Sickening Radiance.
Okay.
Still going to affect us, right?
If my shield's pressed against its head, it's not.
It's a radius. It would affect us.
It's 5
if
foot.
we're in the radius.
It's 5 foot.
He's basically making it so that the radius hits its head but doesn't hit you guys.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Just double checking.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, that's why
at,
he's a prophet.
at the end of your turn, Val, it's going to use 3 legendary actions
Oh.
Did
to.
it do its charisma saving?
Oh, it's probably going to get a lair action as well.
No, it's not the start of its turn yet. It's at the start. If it starts its
Start of the
turn in the
round.
radiance. So this is a
When a
legendary
creature
action.
moves into the spell's area.
Yes,
Legendary
but
actions
you
don't count.
moved into it, and it's not
Okay.
its actual turn. This is a legendary action.
Fair.
Yeah, it's going to use it's going to use that one. You all hear the gonging of a funeral bell. I need everyone
bell
except
tolls.
to make a charisma saving throw, please.
I'm going to use one of my
Plus 3.
Yep.
That gives me 20 then, with the +3.
What range is the +3?
10 feet, I believe,
20.
for a paladin's aura.
So we're still within his.
So we all
Yeah.
do we all roll charisma saving
Yeah,
throws? Sorry.
all charisma saving throws except because it's asleep.
Oh no, sleeping through the fight. Come on, Ert.
Okay. So, you all failed.
I rolled a 20 and failed.
Yeah,
20 coming as well. Wow.
What was
Okay.
the point in rolling?
that you
what's
could
the-
have potentially passed.
I would have
Uh,
rolled higher if I'd rolled an actual nat 20. It was just I got 20 because of the aura that Val has. So
So you're all going to take 18 points of necrotic damage,
cool.
except for those who are resistant.
So do I take none? Even though I'm resistant, wouldn't I just take half?
You still failed. You take half. So
Yeah.
so you would have taken the full, but because you're resistant to necrotic, you take half.
Yeah. So how much is half?
You're gonna make me add it all up again.
9.
Yeah.
Well,
Is
nine,
Ert going to take
No.
damage because she's sleeping?
I-
No, Ert's asleep. She didn't hear the bell.
Cool. That's just my temps. That's fine.
You are all of you who failed have half movement for the next round, and your attacks are at disadvantage.
So my attacks are normal because of my fate strings.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And yeah, no, there's no layer action, so it's straight to Blossom.
Well, I'm not afraid of death, so I'm gonna go down swinging. Or not. That's not even a disadvantage. So 20 to hit on the second attack.
Well, yeah. So on this, well, is that with disadvantage? Yeah.
Yes, that's both. Or unless you want me to, if you want to take the 20 as the disadvantage for the first one, and then I can.
No, we'll take the 20. So yeah, you hit the second one with a 20.
I just thought since it's a 1, there's not really any point in.
Yeah.
Does a 20 hit? Did you say?
20 does hit. Yeah.
Right. 14 damage.
14 damage. Okay.
And
You
for
watch
what
as
it's
your
worth, its speed is reduced by 10 feet.
Okay. You watch as your blade whips through, but you get no charge on the crystal.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not undead. It doesn't bleed.
Anything else for your turn, Blossom?
But right, this isn't a matter of defeating it. This is a matter of surviving. Facing your own death. This is familiar.
Oh, I do regen a bit because I'm below half health. Yay. 3 health.
Oh shit! Yeah. Keep forgetting how dangerous it is for Blossom to lose health.
Well, I only go berserk if I'm
Below. Yeah.
Water.
You're not even in beast
I
form, so.
probably won't. So. Yeah, I'll just leave that.
Okay. Now it's its turn. So now it starts its turn there. So it makes the Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, at disadvantage.
At disadvantage, it fails.
Cool.
So what's the damage?
So it's 4d10 damage. $24. And a level of
Okay.
exhaustion.
Okay.
And you cannot go invisible.
Okay. You watch as this damage hits it and its eyes flash as you reach a certain threshold and a second one spawns out of the mist.
Good. You stay right there, sweetie.
So this one is then going to turn to the down form of Ert and is going to make 2 scythe attacks against her at advantage.
You're at a disadvantage
That'd
because
be
of
a normal.
fates,
Could it be a straight roll then?
but also you're exhausted, so you're at disadvantage because of exhaustion.
Not
you
exhaustion.
You can't double it, but
It
it
is condition. It is condition immune to exhaustion. So straight roll would be a 24 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
So Ert is going to take.
But because they're sleeping and not unconscious, this isn't failing death saves.
This isn't an auto crit, and it's not failing death saves. 17 points of slashing damage. And
You never get to smite anything, damn it.
24 points of
Every time I
necrotic
remember I
damage
have it. It doesn't
from the first hit.
She's no longer asleep.
She's now okay.
Yeah.
So it's going to make its second strike. This will be an auto crit if it hits. That is a
sleep.
20 to hit, not natural.
When I say she's no longer asleep. She's in death saves.
Oh,
Okay.
So does a 20 hit.
Oh yeah.
God damn it. Okay,
So that's an
fine.
auto crit. That's 2 failed death saves as you watch as this creature swings its scythe down once, and you watch as goes from peaceful sleep to unconsciousness, and then it brings the scythe down again, jabbing it directly into her chest. And then this one is going to here. And is going to use. This one's going to we're going to make a unarmed strike against Blossom. It's going to raise a skeletal hand up and reach out towards Blossom. This one's not disadvantaged, so that is going to be 28 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, you are going to take, as it uses a high level inflict wounds.
Ooh, that's not good.
33 points of necrotic damage
Oh, okay.
as it reaches out and touches you, and your fur begins to shrivel and vanish underneath its grip.
Yeah, that is enough to put me down.
Okay, so Blossom is now unconscious.
God's
And-
sake, they can only save one of you at a time.
That is the end of their turns. Zandal, your turn.
Popping out for the hammer. I can only get to there because of my half movement.
You getting her? Okay, cool.
I've got an idea. So, crystalline hammer. I'm at disadvantage, aren't I?
You are, yes, because you heard the bell.
Am I at disadvantage? No, I am at disadvantage, but I'm a straight roll because
Yeah.
of meditating my strength.
18 does not hit. You watch as you swing the hammer in, and the scythe just unnaturally comes up and deflects it.
Okay. Second attack.
That's more dangerous, so I'll help her.
That's better.
25 hits.
25. Let me roll the d6. I'm assuming darkness.
It is dark here, yes, misty and dark.
Okay. Let me just pull up the book. Where is it? Crystal hammer.
6 is fire, isn't it? No, not fire. Oh, it's different when it's dark.
No, that's in light. Your hammer turns pure pitch black that seems to meld into the darkness around you, and from it you can feel a connection to that same darkness. After rolling damage for this weapon strike, you may immediately shadow step to any other dark or shadowed area within 30 feet without provoking opportunity attacks.
You saw?
So, well, there isn't much I can go to, so I'm going right over there.
Yep.
But I also have an ability, because this is a magical weapon. Where is it? Arcane Jolt. To do 2d6 healing to Urt.
Okay, got it. Right. Okay, that changes
Okay.
my plan.
Okay,
And-
and I've also got roll damage for the weapon.
Yeah. It is going to use a reaction,
Okay.
and it is going to do Mockery of Life. I
Yeah,
need you,
it's still gonna do
Zandal,
that
to
damage.
roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. So I'm as well. Is this normal?
This is
Or-
normal, yes, not disadvantaged. It's just your attacks that were disadvantaged.
Oh, so 14. I assume that's a failure.
That fails, and instead of your healing taking effect, it damages Urt, dealing the last death save. Urt is now dead. As you watch as
Fine.
Urt,
This is a trap.
the jolt shoots into Urt, and instead of healing her,
This is
you
facing
watch
your
as her
I was
breath
suspecting
leaves
this the
her.
whole round. I was like, I think we're supposed
Yeah,
to die.
no. Zandal's literally just going to turn around and say, look, we all know that we can't escape you. But we're not just going to lie down and take it.
I think that's the point, Sandal.
And for the first time, you hear this entity and its double speak in an eerie, joint voice. Do you fight against death? Or do you accept your death?
We accept death, but on our terms.
And it is then going to use 3 legendary actions to use acceptance of death. I need you all to make charisma saving throws.
19, 20, 21. So 22.
10.
13 for you then.
Well, doesn't have to make one.
It's already dead.
Just in case.
Hey, it's second death.
Talia and Valdizian, you your +3 doesn't stack on top of that, does it?
No.
No. So just Talia then. The rest of you all collapse dead.
Sweet.
Talia, you are the last one standing.
Be my guest, and I will open my arms. I'm not afraid to die.
Well said, chosen. And the 2 scythes come down, and your vision blurs as you flip through the air, seeing your own body. And your vision goes dark.
Happened to me before.
And you all snap to a wakefulness in... Yeah, there we go. In a chamber in the center of which you see the Raven's eyes stood there. As she looks at you all and goes, "Ah, I see you passed."
So we did.
It's just...
Oh, first time?
The Raven Queen is the farrier of souls. The mover of souls. She is a goddess of death. She does not like those who fight against their fate, and death is inevitable. One day you will die. If you try to fight it and become an undead, or avoid it in some way through magic, you make an enemy of
nervously.
her.
She's technically undead.
Val's also nervous.
I
He's
didn't
died like
ask you
8
if-
times now.
I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask to be brought back.
When your fate ends, you must go peacefully, unless your fate continues.
Mm.
Now, you have passed the trials. And she turns, and her wings that had been blocking the rest of the room from you, you now see there is a ritual circle inscribed in the ground in a deep red blood-like substance in this black crystal. And laid in the center of it is Grifter. Halise is stood off to the side with Hacker and Emily. And she goes, "Come, I will explain the ritual and your parts in it." This is the ritual of fate breaking, and there are 3 parts: purging, destruction, and reweaving. You will each have an important part in each of these. Are you ready? By the way, everyone is fully healed.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
Wait, that's nice. Oh, does that mean we lose our temporary hit points?
Yes.
Can I, like...
You
Can I
technically
refuse?
died. You
Can I
technically died.
refuse to be?
You
Aw.
technically
My
died.
health is higher. I'm gonna lose health. God damn it! The long rest button gone. Oh, there it is.
I just typed in what my max is, so
Just because it's then I can
Yeah.
get rid of the temp at the same time rather than having to edit it out. But yeah, ready. Can't
Very
be
well.
worse than dying.
To begin, we must purge from the boy's fate what has been anchored to it. I need each of you to press your hands to the ritual circle and push your willpower into it to
Oh, that
help
was
fuel the ritual along.
Great.
okay.
Are you all ready?
Yes.
Very well. And as you place your hands on this soft, cold, blood-like substance, the ritual circle lights up with a bright red light, And I need everyone to make wisdom saving throws, please.
Will is not my strong suit.
Yeah, it's not mine either.
Okay. As you start feeding your willpower into this ritual, you see as the blood-like substance wreaths around Grifter's body, and you watch as his strings of fate burst out of his lifeless chest, shooting up into the air and writhing, and you can see on each of these strings strange knots and twines of other strings intertwining into them. You get the feeling that these are the anchors that she speaks of. You push your willpower in, and you have to push and push, and it is difficult. You are fighting against this dark magic. It is, you see one knot begin to come undone, and then another. A tangle comes undone. Sweat is pouring down your brows. Your bodies ache, but you keep pushing. Eventually, you see as all of the knots begin to fray and vanish. And you watch as these final anchors disappear, and then above Grifter's body, a shadowy version of the Bone Claw begins to form. The purging is complete. Now you must eradicate what haunts him. Use your skills and your spells. Attack the apparition. Do whatever you
this
wish.
Fun. Revenge at last. Eldritch Blast.
So, each of you gets one action. You may use any skill, spell, or ability that you want to try and influence this ritual.
I'm gonna do Word of Radiance.
Okay.
Just an action, or do we get a bonus action as well?
Just an you can. So basically, it's like a theatric action. If there's something that you want to do for flavor that could be a bonus action, you can do it.
I'll make it like
my
Freddy.
Crimson Right is a bonus action.
Yeah, I'd allow you to do that as part of the ritual action. So, who wants to go first?
Can I go first?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Word of Radiance, but she's going to touch her chest and start muttering in Infernal. And kind of like will the Raven Queen's power that she has, that like reaching inside herself of what she feels is how she's here, and pushing it towards it to try and like destroy it, basically.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna say for this, make me a Arcana check.
21.
21. You reach into yourself and you feel for this connection to the Raven Queen. And as you go to cast Word of Radiance, normally it is a bright white light. This time, it comes out a dark greyish silver, and you feel the power of death itself imbuing this light as you shine it onto the Bone Claw, and it shrieks and writhes, some of the shadow around it being eaten away by the light. Okay. Who's next?
Can I go next, please?
Yep.
I'm going to take out my ARC.
Yeah.
I'm going to point it directly upwards, and my finger goes across all three barrels, all three triggers, as I conjure barrage straight up into it. So, because this has added 2, doesn't it, with the ARC?
Yep.
So I'm just gonna roll the damage for the ARC 3 times.
Yep.
1.
I love that freaking weapon.
2. 3. Let's just take the 6 off because that's from the modifiers.
Yep.
Yeah.
As you do this, you fire into the air, and you expect to see just a hail of more bullets coming down. But you see instead raven feathers shooting down from the sky and piercing into this bone claw and causing giant gaping holes in its form.
A Raven Queen bonding moment, guys.
Who's next?
I don't mind. Mine's quite simple.
I was going to say mine's fairly straightforward because I'm going to guess that anything that's got a area is going to affect the area still. So
Again, depends what you're doing. I'm flavouring it for the ritual, effectively.
Yeah, I literally pointed my cone straight up. That was pretty much it. I wasn't hitting anyone else.
I was going to say I don't often get to use my Arms of Hadar, so I might use that.
Oh yeah, rip it apart. Let's go.
Yeah. So
Cool.
as you channel your magic and cast this spell, you see as you feel the winter inside of you roar, but get infused with divine energy. And you see two pale white arms rise up from the sigil, gripping the bone claw and ripping at it, ripping chunks out of it. And Tali, you would recognize these as simulacri of the Raven Queen's own hands. Okay.
Cool.
Who's next?
Did you want to go, Val?
Yeah, I'm still trying to work out, but Val's quite simple. Val is going to basically open his mouth and use his breath weapon.
Okay. As
Nice.
you
Get out
As you
there.
open your mouth and breath weapon, the lightning flows forth, but it's a dark black with blue tints to it as it shocks into the bone claw, breaking apart its form even more. And you can see now the bone claw's form is shuddering and shaking, seeming to have trouble holding on. Okay.
Did you have something for it, or?
I've just thought of one, but you can go first.
No, I'll let her go first.
It's going to a tried and faithful spirit guardians, but as all the little Erts come out, they're in like little archaeologist outfits, and they've got bone chisels, and they're just going to try and break apart the bone.
Okay. As you
Love
watch
it, Scarlett.
cast that
It's so
spell,
funny.
the spirit guardians first appear like that, but then as they draw closer to the bone claw, they instead gain robes and cowls and small scythes as they begin.
And what
This is something happening in
moment.
the house. Yeah.
Either a cat has knocked something over or someone has knocked on their door.
Mm.
And a ding dong ditch is back
Or
to
they've suddenly just been robbed. Just been
We
abducted.
apologise for the inconvenience.
Yeah, we'll get back to this ritual in a second.
Just it playing music randomly in the kitchen.
Heavy rock music.
Nice. Anyway,
I'll go from the wall. She does that again.
Yeah.
She's freaking haunted. What the hell?
you watch as these
Great.
small Erts come out, and as they draw close to the bone claw, they instead change into robes and cowls with scythes and begin reaping parts of the bone claw.
Weird.
Okay. And finally, Blossom.
I will dig my claws into my palm with my left hand to draw the blood for Crimson Rite, and with my weapon in sword form slash fairly low down above Grifter's body to sort of sever the bone claw from him.
Yep. And as you slash out, you see your blade take on a dark silver tint imbued with the power of death as it slices through a string that was there. The bone claw drifting up, howling and raging in anger and anguish as you see it trying to lunge around to find a new host, smashing against this red crimson barrier. And then Raven's eyes appears directly behind it, a massive black crystalline scythe in her hands, as she swings it down, intoning, "Pass on to where you are meant to be, cretin." And you watch as the scythe slices through the bone claw, and it bursts into shadows and vanishes. And you all see as she flies back down, the ritual still ongoing. Now we must reweave the boy's fate. His soul is damaged, and you watch as the threads are still weaving and waving around, some of them now frayed, a few cut prematurely, some looking like they are almost slightly sliced through. Come, you must all press your hands to the circle and try and will his fate back to what it should be. I need each of you to make a charisma saving throw this time.
Can I use the last 2 of my Dormammu just to help myself on one of them? Yeah?
That's 19. Do we get the +3 from Val?
Yep, you are all within 10 feet of Val, so...
Well, it was up to 9 at least.
22 then.
9, 10, 11, 12 for me. Blossom as well gets 4.
Okay. So, you start pushing into this, and you see as the threads begin to fix themselves, some beginning to knot together or change or weave, some moving around each other. And then you hear Raven's Eyes goes, "Each of you must give this boy one part of a new fate.
All right.
Talia, give
How
him
much do you want to be a werewolf?
a fate.
It
It will only be a potential future, but name what you wish to add to his fate."
That he will help Father Nicholas in running the orphanage and take over when he dies.
As you speak, from your mouth a string appears, golden and shining, as it flows out and weaves into Grifter's flowing threads. Very good. Next. Sandal.
There is a moment of hesitation as my eyes come up to Halise.
You see she is frozen, pale-faced, and dropped to her knees, Hacker and Emily supporting her. There is some form of barrier preventing her from coming forward to intervene with this ritual.
To protect those he cares about.
You see from your mouth a steel, thick thread come out, almost a war drum sound coming from it, as it flows out and joins, wrapping around Grifter's strings. Vienna.
To understand everyone's point of view.
As you speak this, a string of rainbow-like lights, shifting and changing, shoots out and wraps around some of the other strings.
To enjoy the little things and the big things.
A bright
Such an response.
yellow string shoots out and joins into the weaving. Valdizian.
To follow your path and have the strength to resist others who may take you off it.
Again, another steel-coloured thread, but this time with an almost trumpeting, resolute sound, shoots out and joins into this weaving, chaotic storm of strings. And finally, Blossom.
To be freed from his mistakes and the pain of his past.
And this time a bright white string shoots from your mouth and joins in. And you see now, whereas before Grifter's strings had all been dark colours, they are now a mix of dark and light, moving more towards the light. as they weave and turn and whirl, and Raven's eyes moves into the center, gripping them, and slowly pushes them down into Grifter's chest. And with a flash of red and black light, the ritual circle fades. Grifter drifts back to the ground, still sleeping. And she looks up, Raven's eyes looks up and goes, "The ritual is complete and was a success. The boy's fate is severed from the bone claw, and he now has a new fate in the weave."
Now we just gotta wake him up.
On that, I unfortunately cannot be of assistance.
You've already done much.
More than enough.
The champion proved herself to me, as did the rest of you.
I do try.
I can see why Mother chose you, I suppose.
I still don't, but it's a learning experience.
As it was for all of us. But, for now, I honor you, Armatae. You have done well. And you watch as she smiles and then claps, and you blink, and you are all back in the front of the tower. The doors closed in front of you. Grifter and Halise, Hacker, and Emily with you, stood in the feathered mausoleum.
Oh, that was exhausting.
It's a little. So, how did you like the strings, huh?
With that, Fiona turns around and is just like really wide-eyed, going, "I saw them. I saw the gems."
Yep, how do you think I feel?
I touched a gem.
What?
I'd rather not talk about it.
You should.
In more ways than one.
What happened to you guys? Mine were pretty much what I expected.
Yeah?
I saw two other fates. One of them I really don't want, and the other one doesn't sound so bad. So,
yeah. You usually face what has been, could be, and will be. It's weird. It's different for everyone. I've done it twice, so count yourself lucky. You only have to do it once.
Yeah,
At least I
not
now
something I want to do.
understand the scale of us versus a very, very large black dragon, and I don't really want to face it.
Just curious. How thick was the string?
My first string I saw his attempting a ritual when a
Ritual?
large eldritch beast.
Oh,
Hey,
you
Matthew.
saw her. Good. That's Rixali. That's what we're trying to stop.
Scary.
Yeah, scary, huh?
Yeah.
Can you see why I've been a little anxious that weren't working towards, that? Because that string's very thick, and it's very likely. So we should try to make the string thinner.
It was very thick when I saw it.
As you say that the thick string is very likely, my face dropped at the second string is the heartbreaking one now.
Say that it's very likely, but there are things you can do to prevent it. The only problem is you won't know what those steps are.
I might have some ideas
Well, good,
on
because
some
I
of
don't
mine,
have any.
but yeah.
Well,
Maybe
Right.
For the ones I
retire to
did,
the tavern and
the ones
rest.
I might have more influence over.
Yes, let's find a tavern to rest.
Yes,
and we
tavern.
can-
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I could do with a drink, and you guys probably will too if you've seen some shit. Oh, did anyone have an evil future?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, good. Not just me then. Wonderful.
I mean,
go.
technically, yes, in a roundabout way.
I mean, like lots of killing and stuff. Like mine's pretty scary. Don't piss me off. You really don't want to see me with wings.
Me being the new governess of Naveen under my mother.
Well, you know what I am,
Mm.
don't you?
Oh yes, Ah, so you like give into your
There's-
nature?
Yeah, my curse is born from the original, so there's the potential that it grows too strong,
Hmm.
but it's not too likely and preventable.
Yeah. So
That's a
drinks.
relief.
Refuse.
Tavern.
Drinks.
Yeah.
Drinks.
As we're moving, I'm gonna look over at Elise, just see how she's doing.
She is like she's sort of like helped Hacker pick up Grifter and has made sure his clothing's like nice and set and that he's comfortable and is just sort of like quickly brushing some of his hair out of his face. She seems shaken by everything she saw, as unlike the rest of you, she is not used to this sort of thing on a daily basis.
Still want to
and-
be an adventurer?
and but she seems resolute and happier now that she knows that that thing is no longer attached to Grifter.
Cool. Right, tavern, and then think about the next step of waking him up.
Okay. As you make your way back down the mountain, well, first you would leave the Feathered Mausoleum, and now as you pass the priests and priestesses, Talia, they all bow to you. Something they hadn't done on your way in, and you get the feeling that they were waiting for Raven's Eye's judgment on you. But you eventually go back into that entrance hall and out through that carved raven's head in the side of the mountain, and you see you got here late in the afternoon. It's now probably around midnight. And down below you can see that ring town of the entertainment district about halfway up the slopes is alight with lights and life.
Out of curiosity, what phase is the moon in?
Looking up, it's currently 3/4 full.
Fair enough. Just thinking it would be very interesting if it was a full moon. Just send a shiver down my spine. But
But you
probably should look
slowly
to check that it's not.
you make your way down, and it takes about an hour to go down from, because you were actually quite close to the peak of this mountain, and again, this mountain is larger than any you've ever seen. But eventually you come back to that fork in the path where you could either have gone up or into the mountain, but you go down into the entertainment district and begin looking for a tavern. Eventually you find one on that main road that seems to lead up the mountain, and you can hear the sounds of people chatting, laughing, singing from within, and the sign above the door reads Gate of the Gods.
Okay, this looks like a tavern.
Let's go in then. See if they have any rooms available.
If not, we can
As
always
you-
go for the alpaca.
As you step inside, you see a lively atmosphere. Most people in here look to be pilgrims or traders, travelers of some kind. There are a few people who look like they may be locals or from some of the nearby farming villages, but everyone seems to be enjoying drinks. There doesn't seem to be any food on offer at the moment. It is sort of like gone midnight by this point. But you see behind the bar a halfling couple moving around, both blonde, both look to be in their sort of middle age. Male a bit portly, lady very curvy. As they go along serving drinks and smiling and chatting with all of their patrons.
Hello there.
The male halfling turns and looks and goes, "Oh, hello. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the Gate of the Gods. Oh, you're a bit of a mixed bunch. How can I
could
help
say
you?"
that. You're wondering if you had any rooms available for what? Was that 6, 7 people?
Well, depend. How many rooms do you want? Are you happy to
We can
share
share.
a room?
We can share.
Okay, are you wanting 1 room, 2 rooms, 3 rooms? How are you wanting to split this up?
2 rooms.
Do you have a room that can fit us all?
I've got a larger room that could probably fit you all. Some of you would have to sleep on the floor. I think it's only got 3 beds.
2 rooms.
That's fine.
2 rooms then, yeah, sure.
All right. 1 3-bedroom and a 2-bedroom. That comes to 2 gold for the night.
Sure, here you go.
Is that each?
No, that's just for the rooms in general.
Okay.
Okay, right, there we go. 2 gold to remove. Okay.
Okay, and he reaches under the counter and pulls out 2 keys and points to a set of stairs. Rooms are just up there. If you need anything, my name's Jim. That's my wife, Jane. Just come and let us know.
Thank you very
My
much.
God, they're normal names.
Right.
Do you need help spelling them?
And I'm not going to write them down. I'm not
Oh,
going
I
to
don't
write it
want to
down.
get smoked again.
I'm not going to write them down. Like,
The apparition of death, that cloaked figure with the scythe reappears.
I'm going to write it down. I'm sorry. Oh.
I'm kidding.
I've already forgotten their names anyway, so.
As you head up the stairs, you eventually find the right doors. They are next to each other, and you open up one, and it is a largish room with 3 beds in it and a couple of stands and trunks. The second room is similar, but with only 2 beds, but smaller.
Shall the girls take 1 room?
Yeah, boys in the other.
The girls take
I
take a
imagine.
bigger room. I don't need a bed, so we'll take the one with less beds because it's bigger. And then
Yeah, but I imagine you're gonna have to take Grifter in with you because
yeah.
he ain't leaving his night.
And Grace.
No, I am not.
So you'll probably need the 3-bedroom for you guys.
Is there going to be enough room? I suppose if I don't need a bed, yeah, fine.
Don't need
fine.
a bed. Technically, if there's a chair in the room, I can just meditate. So
I'll say we don't sleep
Cut
really.
chair.
So.
Yeah. Oh, awkward. Maybe put something down on that chair first.
Emily takes Grifter from Hacker, and the girls all go into 1 room. And you watch as Hacker looks at the 2-bedroom, looks at all of you gentlemen, well, the 2 gentlemen, sighs, shuffles in, and then just goes into a corner and seems to go into like a standby mode.
He's such a shit. I love him.
He's such a
Such a suffering little big guy, isn't he?
Yes.
Right, come on, Hillis, let's get him settled.
Yep. Helise tucks Grifter into one of the beds and then gets herself into one of the others. And I'm assuming Blossom takes the 3rd.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Vienna, you are able to fashion not quite a chair, more like a meditation platform out of 2 of the chests from the bottom of the bed.
Yeah, I'll probably create a sort of chair.
Yeah, they're like flat top chests, so if you push 2 together,
Yeah.
you can sort of like sit on one.
Yeah.
You can have the bed, Hillis. I don't actually sleep.
Elise has already gotten into a bed.
Oh, okay.
She is exhausted.
Wait, I wanted to talk.
By this point, she's dropped off to sleep. You've got to bear in mind, you've been up since about 9 this morning. It's now 1 in the morning the next day.
Weak!
And
She's so weak!
and a lot has happened.
Such a weak lady.
She's still a kid.
I know, I forget.
I had to stay up like really late and stuff when I was a kid. She gets it off easy. Maverick's training was awful, man. I'm actually going quite easy on her, to be fair.
Could agree with that.
So,
I can only imagine.
tell
So,
me
yeah.
about the fate. Tell me everything you see.
So Vienna will literally blur everything that she's seen to Talia, like all 3 of her fates. And she's like, yeah, the one where I govern, that's not going to happen. I either feel like I have to do something to put myself
back.
out of favor with my mother, but I don't want to do it to such an extent where she sets drivers
Sends
on
people
me.
to kill you, yeah.
Yeah,
That
so
is a
I've got to
problem.
think of a way to do that.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I would want Lady Winter naked on a unicorn too. So you
Yeah,
should
I
totally
feel
go for that
like-
future.
Yeah,
Like,
that-
why
that
would you
would
want
be good.
that? Why would you choose this shit? You know? Yeah. Agreed.
So yeah, we'll just talk until like Vienna probably takes her 4 hours of meditation.
I'll
Yeah,
take
my
mine
dates were
separately
fairly
from her, just
mundane.
so I can keep an eye on Grifter
Yeah.
Okay.
and her niece.
The night passes uneventfully for all of you, other than any events you want to happen, and you will get a long rest.
Before I go to sleep, I think maybe Dandel will wait until Val is asleep. But he's going to take off the glove on his right hand, stare at the dragon mark for a little bit, and just be like, "Mum, I don't know what to do." Because he's now dwelling on the fates that he's seen, and one in particular is spooked him.
It's at this point you hear a voice speak up. Why are you getting so bent out of shape of what might happen?
Because I've been with this group enough to know that might could turn into pure chaos.
Well, forewarned is forearmed. You've seen what could happen. So technically you can already change that fate.
Yeah.
I can't say that things won't happen, and I can't say that things will happen. But at the end of the day, if you don't do anything, nothing will happen. Risks are part of life, Sandal. I take risks every day to try and escape this prison. Some work, some don't. I have had to pay prices before. Some that take from me and some that take from the people here who look to me as a leader. It is part of life. You know that that is now a risk, so now you can circumvent it. Perhaps make sure the town is evacuated before you attempt anything. Perhaps make sure that you understand the desolation a bit better before you attempt anything. Or go from a different point. You likely staged it from Riverrun as a form of nostalgia. You don't have to. There are other borders into that place.
All right. So you saw my thread alongside me.
Oh, trust me, I got brought along for most of the ride. Whilst also getting grilled by a planetar, I did not like that.
We all do things that we don't enjoy.
Yes, well, it spooked Amira so much she's still hiding underneath the table. Get out from... No! No!
Oh well, if she didn't try and chuck herself into a bleeding kid, then we wouldn't be spooked by a planetar, would we?
True, I suppose. Anyway, I'll leave you to get some rest. I need to go and do some paperwork, and you feel Haslick recede from your mind.
Just hear
I
Val
continue
murmuring. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, I just continue to stare at the dragon mark, like, in any hopes, like, this place is mostly holy. Anything that triggers this bleeding dragon mark beyond the chaos bolt, before eventually succumbing to sleep.
So you probably hear Val murmuring in his sleep, just like, "No, Tritherian, it's too much. I can't take Freedom's tongue. This was your sword. It's too holy a weapon. You can't give it to me." He just starts snoring really heavy.
Okay. The morning comes and dawn breaks over the city. And you hear from various places up the mountain bells ringing or chiming, gongs
The
sounding.
old twitch. It's like,
You hear from various other rooms people beginning morning prayers.
Oh, look at me, I got nothing.
yeah.
That-
You
Yeah,
don't want me
just
about bells. Like, I got
Yeah.
nothing.
It's not a thing that you have to do. It's just
just gonna say
Yeah.
Val probably
I like to if I have it, but I don't.
gets up groggily and just starts giving a little prayer. It's normal routine.
eventually you all leave your rooms dressed and ready for the day. Packer retakes possession of Grifter. And what would you all like to do?
I was
Well-
gonna take Elise to the side.
Okay, you take Elise to one side as the rest of them begin heading down the stairs back to the central room of the tavern.
I'm gonna kind of like get down to her level, and I'm probably. How tall is she? Like, is she?
She'd be about
foot.
she'd be about 2'4".
Yeah. So I'll kind of get down to her level and like hold her shoulders and be like, "You doing okay?"
As well as I can be, I think.
Still want to be an adventurer?
Yes, but I definitely want to start smaller than that.
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing this a while. You don't normally start at that level, but
Yeah, no, I think bandits is about my level right now.
I think you could probably handle more than bandits.
I think we'll start with bandits and work our way up. Seems safer.
See, that's not the way of the rogue, my dear.
I think the way of
Yeah,
the
me shout
party...
up. I started with a giant squid whale thing.
Don't burn down a city is your first thing.
I had to fight a giant spider when I was younger than you.
Yeah, well, I think I'll find a party first that I trust and we'll take it from there.
Mm,
And
Sure,
no
okay.
offense to any of you, I hope they're not like you.
They probably will be,
I
sweetie. And then
started
I'll
out fairly
ruffle her
small.
hair, and then I'll get up and I'll be like, "Come on, let's go save Grifter."
Yeah, I was waiting for Blossom to say, I started with a fish.
Well, I was,
And I ate it.
yeah, I was hunting fairly mundane beasts, and then I moved on to a werewolf and got myself infected, and then all of that.
I literally started as, was it Voda Werwit?
Yeah.
That entire war.
You literally started with Vodawoid, yeah.
Yeah, you started against Deep Skions.
You were just a pilot. You only signed up to be a pilot, and then for the
Polish.
This was supposed to be temporary. Why am I still with these people?
Anyway.
Why are they training my sister?
You all,
I swear, this was meant to be temporary, and it's damn well going to be temporary.
Fuck you, Nick.
Don't
You
care how
all-
much I need my help. I'm off.
Why?
you all get down to the tap room and you see of the two halflings, only the woman is there at the moment.
Jane.
Oh, yes.
You're
How
glad
can I
you
help
remembered.
Yes. Are we all having breakfast?
I'll have an breakfast ale, please.
Oh,
Yeah.
very well. And she gets out a flagon of ale with a couple of mugs and puts it out. Anything else?
Wonderful.
Food, just something light. What food do you have?
Oh, if you just want something light, we've got some fresh bread and some cheese.
Ah, perfect. Please.
All right. And she bustles off to the kitchen and comes back with a platter of like freshly cut, what looks like freshly baked bread and some cheese slices. And places it down.
Perfect. How much is that?
That'll be 5 silver for the lot, please.
I can do, well, 5 silver for the lot. I can do that.
Thank you kindly. If you need anything else or any information or directions to any of the temples, just let me know.
Thank you. Right. Vienna turns to the rest of them going, so how do we get Grifter awake? I can't remember.
Well, hopefully that's where Raji can help. He should be somewhere nearby. I assume I'll have some kind of information on whereabouts roughly you'd be.
You were
Or-
just told to find Raji in Zinabazab.
Right.
Where would he likely be? Like, who is he generally?
I don't know, waving at you across the room. Like,
Yeah, it's like, it's me. Yeah.
Did you just say Raji? That's my brother.
Ask at the tavern. They're likely to know where, or might know
yeah,
of
and he-
them. Tavern keeps hear
well,
everything.
if he's somewhere in the city, he's likely to be something to do with the alchemist, perhaps. But yeah, when the bread and cheese comes, then I'll ask if she knows anything about.
Okay. As she comes back after a while and just picks up like the empty plate of bread and cheese and goes, "Was that all right for you?"
Flea. Actually, I believe my friend Blossom here may have a question.
We're looking for a Raji. Don't
Oh,
suppose-
Raji, yes. He runs Miracles and Elixirs.
Hmm,
It's here in the entertainment district.
that sounds about right.
Awfully convenient. For a change.
It's about quarter of the way clockwise round the mountain.
Not as convenient.
Better than the other side of it.
Yeah.
It's only about an hour's walk.
Oh, that's all right. Thank you.
Not a problem.
I'm getting
Gee.
good at these pleases and thank yous.
I just
She bustles off.
Yeah.
like you're a whole different woman, Vienna.
Yeah. I think deep down that's not going to happen.
But you all finish your drinks and breakfast and prepare to head out.
Yep.
Oh, by the
Let's-
way, Blossom, just so you're aware, in case you've checked the compass recently,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
still
that's
it's
the-
still pointing west.
Hmm.
Let's go find Alchemist.
Yeah, I've marked the map. It is somewhere in this entire region.
Good times.
I'm sure when we get nearer it'll be obvious.
Yeah.
Or we can ask
Could be
someone.
here. Could be here.
Well, it's
Could be
it's
here.
square that I've got. Somewhere in the Radiant Desert, presumably. There'll be an abandoned pyramid or something.
Yeah,
Something
there'll be
obvious.
something obvious. This soulbound item is right here. Arrow.
If nothing else, I'll
Bag
just,
of beans right on top of the
just walk
pyramid.
whichever direction it tells me.
Yeah.
Anyway, you
Right.
all leave the tavern and you see most of the foot traffic is heading up the mountain or into the mountain at this time of day. You see pilgrims going up to the temples or into the mountain to the temples there to go to various rites and mass and that sort of thing. You are able to easily make your way through the streets, heading as you were instructed clockwise, until eventually, after about an hour's walk, you do see ahead of you a sign on a shop that reads Miracles and Elixirs on a potion-shaped bottle. And
Dang.
Blossom, as you peer at it, you do see a hidden symbol amongst the fumes coming out of the bottle that is the symbol of the Claret Orders.
Yep, this is the place.
Good, good. Let's go
Alright.
introduce ourselves, I guess.
Yep.
Okay. As you enter in, the first thing to hit you is a pungent aroma. There is the smell of various herbs and spices along mixed with offal and various meaty scents. And you see various jars around the place, what look like monster parts. There are sheaves of herbs hanging from the ceiling. And you see a number of alchemical flasks behind a counter, bubbling and brewing. There is
Is
currently
Raji about, or
you do not see anyone at the moment, but there is a small bell on the counter.
yeah, that's what I was going to ask next. Yeah, ring the bell.
You ring the bell and you hear some shuffling from a side room. And then stepping out is a large male lizard folk, dressed in heavy leathers with an apron. And the exposed scales that you can see are covered in small cuts and scrapes and scars. On his head is a large red head frill. And he looks across you all, his tongue flicking out for a moment, as he comes up behind the counter and goes, "Yes, how can Raji assist you today?"
Right person.
Hmm?
The right person.
Yeah. Can tell. Yeah, these ones definitely like their smells. It's out of my sense. We're we have a friend who's under the effects of a sleeping potion or a
Living death.
You
sense.
are the one I was warned was coming.
Yes.
Interesting. Do you have the patient?
We do
Step.
have, but the boss of the
Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
be outside most likely.
Hacker had been standing outside. He now comes in and gently lays Grifter on the counter. And you watch as Raji sort of starts looking over him. His claws, he's being very gentle as he sort of looks over him. He sort of lifts an eyelid, leans down, sort of sniffs at his skin. Yes, I thought as much. Purgatory filter. I have begun making the base for the remedy. Just in case it was this. I began a few. I can always use them for my own stores if necessary. However, I am missing a number of key ingredients, and do not yet have the time to go and fetch them myself.
Well, that's why
what
we're
are
here.
they?
Quest.
I was just thinking, I'm actually so happy to go on a fetch quest.
He reaches under the counter, pulls out a scrap of parchment and a quill. I need blood from a freshly slain doe. You may be able to find one in Malar's forest out in the villages. Then I would need a shining sunflower from Arawe's fields, same area, general area. And finally a scale of a coatl. You will have to head to the mountain's peak, the hallowed hollow, and persuade one to give you a scale.
Wait.
Hey, that's not as easy a fetch quest as I thought it was going to be.
This is not your normal alchemy. Each ingredient has purpose and a meaning behind it and adds to the remedy. The blood from a freshly slain doe is the robbing of innocence that the purgatory filter makes happen. The shining sunflower is radiant, purifying power, and the coatl's scale is a blessing from a divine protector to lift one from purgatory.
Oh,
Okay. And Vienna kind of goes, I know you told us whereabouts these are, but could you point it on a map?
You watch as he nods and reaches down under the counter and pulls out what looks like it was originally like a tourist map. Probably the one he had when he first came to this place. And he pulls it out and points out. You see that the city is done in kind of like rings. There is this outer area, which is all those villages and towns you pass through with the farms. And he points there to a large forest. That is Malar's forest. And then maybe about an eighth of the way round, he points, that is Arawe's fields there. And then obviously, right in the center, the peak of the mountain for the hallowed hollow.
Okay. We'll see what we can do.
Very good. If you wish to leave the boy with me, I will make sure he is comfortable.
I believe Elise probably will end up staying here looking after him too.
That is fine. I have a room for patients out the back when I am normally busy brewing elixirs. She may watch over the boy there.
You okay with
Thank
that,
you.
Elise?
Yeah, that's fine.
Right.
Very good. And you watch as Raji picks up Grifter and carries him with Halise following through into a side room.
Which one do we start with?
I was going to say 3 items, 6 of us. We could split up and
I think the party.
safe
I mean,
enough town.
I was going to say, what are the
We're not
chances of
going
us
to
getting
be-
squashed?
We're not going to be in town, and if we don't convince the divine protectors, they're probably going
Maybe
to
the
attack
divine
us.
protectors we could all go together, but
Yes,
for
do
the
that, and then we can
others?
split up for the other two.
for the other 2, maybe we could split up into 2 groups.
Well,
I still
maybe
don't think
not
it's a good idea, but
the giant clanking man in armor to hunt down a
A d-
frightful
Fair enough. So, Val, you've been voted to go flower picking.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not clanking. I've got leather armor.
I guess I can hunt the doe. I used to hunt for my village back in the day.
I can hunt the doe too.
All right.
So, I guess the rest of us are going flower picking.
Okay.
It'd be a bonding exercise, Zando.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Those that
For-
hunt together stay together.
Talia and Zandal, as you all head out together, but eventually split apart at the edge of the entertainment district. Talia and Zandal, you weave your way through these villages and towns for about 2 hours. Eventually, you come to the edge of this giant, deep, and dark wood. And you see that there is not quite a fence, but there's almost like a barrier around it. But there is an opening, and stood next to this opening is a orc dressed in animal furs and currently eating what looks like a raw stag leg with blood dripping down his chin as he eats.
Hail, friend.
You what want?
Need to hunt a doe for a potion. Just one.
Hunt, good. Malar welcomes all hunters. Make sure you do not take prey that is not yours. Pay respect. Hunt like a predator. Do you need equipment? And he points to a side, and you see a cabinet full of finely crafted bows and crossbows.
I suppose Ebon shot would probably be a bit overkill for a deer, so I'll take a bow.
He passes it to you along with a number of barbed arrows.
It's the safari zone.
I need the Pokemon.
I pull out.
I need all the
I pull
safari.
out my light crossbow.
was gonna
It's
say-
just a plain light crossbow, isn't it? So
Blossom, weren't you with the hunting party as well?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Blossom as well then.
Yeah.
I've
Sorry,
got my
I
hand
didn't hear that.
crossbow, so
Yeah.
that's fine.
So there's
And you
Fiona, Valdician, and
And
Urt
Urt.
gone to pick
Yeah.
flowers.
Flowers, yeah.
And Blossom, the orc, gets very close to you and sniffs. Predator. And you watch as it dabs its finger in the blood of the deer leg and takes your crossbow and makes a mark on it. Malar's blessing to fellow predator.
I'll just give him a nod and
Oh, well, I feel left out.
for the respect.
And the orc then ushers you through, and you step into this dark forest.
So, one doe. We don't hunt anything else. And we kill it swiftly and no suffering. Pay our respects, take the blood, and we leave.
Mhm.
We can leave the kill for other predators to eat. Return it to the earth. Sound good?
Yep.
Let's go find us a doe.
Roll me a survival check, please.
Of course, anything that I say Talia's good at, she's gonna roll shit at, because that's just me. She's just everything.
Oh my god. All of you.
Wow. Wow.
Moving your way through this forest, you start trying to track a doe. And as you are moving through, you hear the cries of various animals. You hear the howling of wolves, the roaring of a bear in a distance. At one point, you see another group of hunters dressed only in loincloths go charging past, hunting what looks to be a displacer beast, as they are shooting arrows at it and whooping and crying in joy, giving themselves entirely to the hunt. Eventually, after about an hour, you find what looks like a small watering hole, and you see a number of tracks around it. Eventually, after much sorting and shifting and Blossom making use of her sense of smell, you do pick up the trail of a doe. By this point, though, probably 2 hours have passed since you entered the forest.
I hate hunting. I've forgotten how annoying it is.
You slowly track the doe and eventually find it grazing in a small clearing. As you carefully line up your shots, you fire, and the doe falls, swiftly killed. As you
Oh,
quickly
no.
move out.
Quickly run up to it, place my hand on its chest, and kind of usher it on. As it were.
Yep.
Make like little
I've
gestures.
probably got a
Starts, like,
vial or something somewhere.
Cleaning it and stuff, like going into like autopilot of when she was like cleaning a kill.
Yeah.
And then like laying it out for the wildlife to eat.
Okay. And as you get the vial of blood that you need, and then backtrack, making your way back to that entrance. As you do, at one point you see a giant shape moving amongst the trees. And you have to freeze for a moment and carefully move to draw the attention of what looks to be a large hydra moving through.
Let's not piss that off. Quick, that way, that way, that way.
But eventually you leave the orc at the gates nodding at you and taking his weapons back to put back in the communal pile. As you
Thank you for
leave.
it.
He just grunts and continues eating.
Friendly fellow.
Speaking of hydras, do you remember when I cooked that one underwater with the Qualish?
Yeah, didn't that really smell bad?
I don't know, we were in the Qualish.
Got the whole thing. Maybe don't do that again. I think we pretty much put the rule down that you don't cook in the Qualish, right?
Well, we wasn't cooking it in the Qualish. I gripped it with the Qualish and then cast heat metal on the pan.
Yeah.
Kind of cooking in the Qualish, like it counts. Anyway, come on, let's go find our flower pickers.
Anyway, Val, Vienna, and Ert, you made your way through a few small towns and out into what looks to be a small village, surrounded by field upon field of crops. all beautiful and prime examples of each and every crop. And you eventually find a gate leading to a sunflower field. And you see currently sat next to it a gnome woman currently shelling peas with a blade into a pot at her feet as she's just humming a cheerful tune.
Approach the
Yeah.
gnome, I guess. Yeah.
She sees your shadows cast and she looks up, and you see one eye is milky, but the other is a vibrant green. And she goes, "Oh, well, hello. Can I help you?"
We're looking to acquire one of these flowers. Is there a cost?
No, anyone can have anything from Aurore's fields as long as you take it with the correct reverence and joy for its growing.
Oh, you might be the best one for this one.
So she's gonna say maybe Fiona shouldn't pick that.
Val, either one of you.
I think Ert should.
It's probably the best one
would get
for
the
it.
most joy
Yeah.
out of picking a flower.
Bounces
Full of
forward,
sunshine.
and the gnome lady just nods and opens the gate, and you watch as she bounces in, goes to one of the sunflowers and gently picks it. And it is, as she brings it back, you see the petals have this faint glow to them. She goes,
Keep hold of that.
"Okay. Thank you very much, lady. Ah, it's no problem, dear. You have a nice day." As you all then turn and eventually head back to the place where you were meant to meet the hunting group,
That
where
was
you then
rather
end up
easy.
standing there for a good 2 hours waiting for them.
Good
As
one.
they-
I'll just wave at them as we get closer. Sorry that took so long. I haven't hunted in a long time.
You hunt literally in the adventures, Talia. You hunt.
It's not
Bad
the
people.
same. It's not the same when they don't fight back. You know, there's an etiquette to hunting animals.
Well, ours was remarkably easy, actually. As she looks down
Well,
at
I
it with the
really
flower.
can't imagine picking a flower is difficult.
I mean, for such predators as yourselves, I would have thought hunting a doe wouldn't have been that difficult.
I do not sleep, Val. I will stab you.
What's
Right.
new? Patience.
Last but not least,
Blushing.
let's go get a scale off of whatever the thing is.
Divine
Drop
protector.
these back first before we climb the mountain.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Probably wise, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blood probably doesn't
So-
keep.
Forgotten what we needed the scale from, but I can only remember.
A
quail.
cotton-
Divine protector up top of a cliff. That's all I
Yeah.
remember. And
What?
that we
It-
have to
it's just-
convince.
it was
yeah.
something similar to quail, but now I'm just thinking of quail. So
Waddle.
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 Yeah.
You gotta go hunt a kowaddle, whatever that is.
So you head
Wow.
back to Miracles and Elixirs, dropping off the first 2 ingredients, and Raji nods and takes them to prepare them. As you then head back up the mountain, climbing and climbing and climbing, it takes you a good 2 hours. And eventually you go past the last temple, which looks to be a temple to Pelor. But you keep climbing. Another sort of 20 minutes past that. And eventually you reach the peak of the mountain, and you see, as you crest over the top, it opens into a hollowed out basin in the form of a lyceum. Tiered seats lead down to a central stage, and you see all around the edges small caves in the rock.
Coatl's an Aztec creature, isn't it?
A coatl is
Yeah,
a
it's-
winged
It's
serpent.
it's a winged serpent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just clicked. Yeah. Okay, fun.
How do we convince them to give us a scale? Do they
Ask
call?
it how we can convince it, I guess.
That's probably a good shout, yeah. If they
It
even,
might want something.
do they even talk? Are they even intelligent?
We
Well, how-
do talk.
Good. That makes
Fiend
sense.
blood. And you see from right next to you, one of the holes, a head is poking out of a vibrant golden serpent. as it
Because I
looks at
deserve
you.
that. Sorry, no disrespect.
None taken.
Never met one of you before.
We are not particularly rare. We are normally divine messengers. But a few of us live here as protectors of the meeting place.
Apologies to
Would the
Yeah.
field be your doing?
Pardon?
The field, there was some kind of aura. Or
Ah, you felt the contract's effects.
contract.
Yes,
Everyone
when
gets along in town.
indeed, when the divine gate was being made, a conclave of the gods was called. All of the gods agreed that there needed to be one area of neutral ground, a place where all gods could reach their worshippers slightly easier. And so an agreement had to be made. So the gods called upon the one who was best at contracts and the best at upholding them, Asmodeus.
Oh.
He drew up a contract and sealed it with his ruby rod. This area, which is the ruby now, don't no the ruby rod is a canon thing in D&D.
Just helicoptered it.
I just saw the eyebrow wiggle and I went, no, I
Yeah.
knew.
Yeah.
Sorry,
No,
I am a
no.
child. I apologize.
The area you felt was the edge of the weakening of the divine gate in this area. It allows for the gods to have they still cannot directly intervene on this plane, but they can talk more easily and create more miracles in this area, as well as send higher level underlings down. It's why we Coatls can live here so easily, and why that Planetar you met yesterday can maintain her form here without issue.
Oh, you heard about that.
We hear about many things.
Makes sense, I guess.
But
Maybe once
when the contract was drawn up, there was a number of things set down. The first, all gods had to be represented. Second, there was to be no fighting based on religion. For anyone who breaks this, there are punishments set out in the contract.
So if someone like cheats on their wife, they can get punched, and that's fine. As long as it
Crimes
wasn't.
is why there are militia. The militia are there to deal with mortal crimes. Crimes and wars between religions are not allowed. They physically will not work, and anyone who attempts one incurs a penalty from the contract.
You could like make that like over the entire world. That would be great.
To enforce that over the entire world would take far too much power and would weaken the divine gate too much.
Oh yeah, we're trying to make it
It would
stronger,
also
not
hinge
less.
on
So,
all of the gods agreeing to such a thing.
which is
Indeed.
never going to happen.
It was an agreement amongst all the gods to have a zone where all gods' worshippers can worship safely and interact with their gods in a neutral zone.
What would happen to this place if the divine gate fell?
It would likely remain mostly the same. The contract would remain in effect.
Yeah, kind of infernal contracts are kind of like you can't really break them. It's very difficult.
Especially one backed by the ruby rod, the highest artifact of law and order that has ever been made, created by Primus himself for Asmodeus.
Sounds impressive.
It is.
So it's going to take some smite in a minute.
Quite possibly.
Yeah, no. So, well, apologies for bothering you, but we would like an opportunity to have one of your scales. But
And
I
Why
acknowledge
would
that
you need one of my scales?
Or helping a child that was
He's in a death sleep thing. It's really bad. And we need it as a reagent for a potion to reverse it.
You watch as this serpent comes more out of the hole, and you now see it is easily 15 feet long. And from its back unfurl a large pair of golden wings as it hovers in the air in front of you all. A noble cause, I suppose. And you watch as it bends down and with one of its fangs flicks one of its golden scales off into the air.
Catch it and and nearly drop it, but catch it.
Do you require anything in exchange? We appreciate the gift, but we don't want to
Take without giving.
Equivalent exchange.
It seems to think for a moment. You do enough with the path you are on. For now.
You sure?
We thank you again. And Vienna. Guess that's what we came for.
with a little bit of a bow and kind of walk backwards
Yeah.
without turning our back.
You watch as it slinks back into its hole, and as you look back into that place, you see from all of those nearly 100 holes, there are serpent eyes watching you from each one.
Alia,
Yes?
Rick Sarley,
Mm.
is she a god?
Not really, but she's pretty powerful. Could probably go against the god. It's a little different. She's from like the abyss.
Roll a religion check.
20 for 22.
20.
She is an archdemon.
Ah.
Right.
But when you think about it, Asmodeus is an archfiend. And yet the Coatl referred to him as a god. An archdemon is technically on the same level as a god. But it's just a different name for a form of god. It's an archdemon rather than a god.
Yeah. She's
So-
like an archdemon, so pretty much.
So
a god,
this
yeah.
place has all the gods, including potentially someone here may have a shrine or temple, potentially to Rick Sarley.
Do you think it's worth scoping out? See if the
I don't want
who's
to
hanging out there.
It's-
jeopardize this contract, but
I mean, we're not doing it because of religion, though. Or does it count
It's
as religion?
possible that there's going to be time for this potion to be made, so we can. I mean, I was going to suggest it would be nice for me to go to my shrine anyway, but it would be a good idea to keep out for other shrines that could be for Rick Sarley. We could all have a little excursion to our own gods and do a little bit of low-level investigation.
Not going to lie, not really in a rush to go back to, the scary, icy, cold.
Yeah, but you've already been. Where else are you going to get a bloody shrine to Tritherion?
You know what? I'm kind of curious. Can I come with?
Yeah, sure. We'd have to go to printing press. Could do with more flyers.
File.
I suppose I don't really want to, but I could make my way to Temple of Lolth. I think if Rick Sarley is going to be anywhere, it's probably going to be in the bad bit. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
As you guys walk and talk, you make your way down the mountain and back to Miracles and Elixirs. And as you enter in, Raji takes the scale, smiles, showing off a few too many teeth as he does so, and goes, "Good. I can finish the potion in about 10 minutes now. But once I administer it, it will take 24 hours for the boy to awaken."
That's all right. I think we've got some ideas of how to keep ourselves busy for the next 24 hours.
Very good. If I can help in any way, please let me know. Just one moment. And he nips out the back. And 10 minutes later, he comes back with a vial of glowing golden liquid. Would any of you want to be the one to administer this? Or shall I?
I will.
I was going to say Elise, Xandel. Let her have this.
Very well. As you all head into the side room, you find a small clinic-type room. Just a plain single bed. Elise sat next to it on a stool. Grifter laid out on it. And you watch as Raji places the vial down and goes, "This is the remedy, young lady. If you would like to get your friend to drink it for me." And you watch as Elise takes it with slightly shaking hands, sits Grifter up, and slowly feeds him the golden liquid, rubbing his throat to stimulate him swallowing. After a while, the whole vial is gone, and Raji nods, reaching out down a hand and checking the Grifter's pulse. Good, good. His pulse is already strengthening. The vial content will take 24 hours for full effect.
Good.
Do we want to leave him here, or should we take him back to the tavern and get Elise settled with him? She can keep an eye on him while we go and look around.
Yeah. Sorry.
I think it may be wise to potentially keep him here with the medicine wizard. to
With
keep
the
an eye
guy
on
who
things.
knows what he's doing
If
with
anything
those.
goes
Yeah,
wrong,
you're probably right. Yeah.
By the way, you all notice there is a small dot on Grifter's arm, like a small scab.
Was that always there?
And you see Raji at this moment is over in a corner looking at a number of vials of blood.
Right.
Really? I mean, he was unconscious. He couldn't even consent.
I asked for permission from the girl.
I'm
And you
Purgatory
let
filter.
him, Ellis?
I didn't see any problem with it. And Raji goes, "Purgatory filter is extremely rare. If I can study how it affects the blood of someone who has drunk it, I may be able to form countermeasures or potentially remake the recipe."
Sorry, Blossom, you were actually about to say something.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say that he's, I mean, he's helped us with a great deal, so
Yeah.
Enough, I
giving him
suppose.
something in return is perfectly.
Oh yeah, he
reasonable.
didn't even charge us for the potion, did he? So yeah, okay, that's fair enough.
All right. So
Let's go
next
look
plan of
around.
action. Let's go look around.
Very good. Have a nice day.
Right then.
As you all leave, you are stood in the entertainment district, and you are free to do whatever you want.
Okay. Are we splitting up?
Did we want to explore?
Divide
or
and
did we want to
conquer.
call it there?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Let's
this
see,
is
say, we
around
can-
4 minutes past 10. This is a good point to stop, actually.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
stop now. Yeah, that seems
Yeah.
like a good point.
I think
So,
that's probably a good
Yeah,
idea.
this is, like I say, it is a hard finish. We could have gone till 10:30 if we needed to, but this is a good stopping point. So,
Before we get
sense-
carried away.
No sense
Yeah.
getting into it if we've got to be stopping soon. Yeah, that's a good idea.
we don't know when our next session will definitely be, so obviously keep an eye on the socials, Blue Sky, X apparently, and
No.
YouTube.
Twitter, we dead name.
Twitter.
We
Okay.
dead name Twitter.
Okay, I don't even use it, so
No,
No,
no
I
respect for the Musk Nazi.
okay. Twitter. Yeah, just keep your eye on those. Obviously, we will post at least a couple of days in advance of when we will next be playing. We'll obviously all have to discuss and find a free date.
Suitable day.
But until then, everyone, please enjoy your own games, stay safe, and hope to see you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.